Do. What do you get when you gobble down sweets? And it's awesome. Manuel! What's up, dude? Jose. Naturally. Zerek's up, dude. Tina. Good afternoon. It's afternoon, yeah. Jacques Boyens. Boyens? That's so funny. That's Boyens. I'm Royens. That's Boyens. I've never heard of a Boyens. I have defeated fear today. That's rad. That's rad. Sorry to do this to you guys. Good night. Good morning, Tina. Sorry I had it on sub chat, not sub chat. Tina, thank you for likes. Appreciate you. You know, it's like, you can't shut me down and then expect me to like your stuff. It's pretty cool, eh? It's basically you refuse to lend your mind to separation. Sup, with 111, a whole bunch of ones. Very auspicious. It's not, it is. It is. Everything's eventually going to be a 111. You know what I'm saying? 111s mean something. Everything means the same thing. This is what we're conditioning ourselves to do. To learn that everything is the same thing. If everything is the same thing, what is everything? Exactly. That is how you define everything. If you don't define it that way, you're actually sinning. It's a bit lame to call it sinning, but it's sinning. But not sinning like moral sinning. Sinning like you forget your God sinning. That is the sin. To forget your God is the sin. And now I'm repeating myself. What do you get if you gobble down? Truth Hound, top of this fine day to you. Darling Brittany. Good morning. Kayla. Thank you so much for that donut. Love donuts. What do you get if you gobble down? Darling Brittany. I'm just busy distributing this latest content. I just filmed 4 videos. Thank you so much for likes, guys. I look to the side too. I feel so bad. My cat's here. She wants sunlight and the window's still here. But if I open the window, the thing, I don't look as nice. So it's like egotism for my cat's warmth. Yeah, I know. Obviously, I'm going to open it. What do you get if you... There you go, girl. It's enough. You still get the sunlight and I still get to be here. Alright. What do you get if you gobble down? Not as bad. Truth Hound, thank you so much. She's looking at me like the fact that I even would consider not giving her sunlight. Okay, I did that. Where's Twitter? I don't know. I'm just sharing this live, and then the videos I just did. This is going to be a good live. People are going to arrive. Should take it off subject. I'm trying to encourage other people. Not you guys. The ones that are here are chill. But there's other people that are literally ex-subs who now wait for it to be off sub to chat to me. I'm like, it's difficult if it's all a dream. I would earn money every day and then take that same money and throw it around. But then you know what I mean? It's hard to like, you're not real, but I am, but not really. But I got to sustain my non-real self. Oh, fuck you. That's funny. Okay, cool. What is this? TikTok Live. What do you get if you gobble down? Okay, shared everything. Don't go trying. I'll actually leave this here like this. Tashadi, Truth Hound, thank you. Whoa. Ridiculous amounts of likes. Trickster, thank you so much for joining the team. Trickster, we're already a team. Why did it renew? 39 team members. Like a lot more than that. I had 400. I'm not sure about reset or whatever, how that works. Thanks for the rose, bro. Truth Hound, you're making me feel bad, yeah. You know? Like, no subscribers here. You're basically interacting with me because you give me lots of likes and you give me gifts. And I'm not talking to you and not letting you talk back to me. Da-na-na-na. My inner voice goes, hold the line, guys, trust me. In other words, my inner self told me to keep it on sub chat. To actually make it open chat once every 5. And wherever that lands, if it's the morning or the night. Thank you. I heard someone there go, stick to your, trust your instincts, Garth. Thank you. You know, when you encourage someone to entrust their instincts, but that encouragement doesn't serve you, that's selflessness. Well, the you isn't you anyway. The you is illusionally you. But the point is when you do that, when you, truth above all else, even if that truth happens to not align with you, that's selflessness. And the funny thing is, selflessness brings everything back into alignment with the selflessness. That's so funny. Fucking hilarious. That's God for you. That's creation, a giant joke, basically. Laughter. It's all laughter. The whole thing, that's those flags right there. It's God laughing at me. It's God going, ha ha. In other words, there's vectors there. There's you get Photoshop and then you get vectors, 3D shapes. There's structure, there's anti-structure, and then there's the line in between structure and anti-structure. There's actually 3 things in a 3D vector. And so my mind in real time relative to the world, relative to that exact flag's positions, is laughter. So the whole universe is waiting, just behind the horizon, the event horizon is laughing. It's actually laughing at how simple, all things that bring about laughter, truth basically. Joke, a dichotomy here, oxymoron. It's quite brilliant. So in other words, you can, by resonating with happiness, resonating with joy, abstractly, you resonate with the universe. So you don't need a reason to be happy. You be happy and then things will bring their reasons. Or then the universe will align. The universe is a non-stop reason for happiness. If you don't perceive it properly, not happy. Anyway, okay, I'm not sharing. I was going to share. Steve, thank you. Sartina. So right now it's 6:39 in New York City. New York City. This is how I speak. I was raised and born in Tucson, Arizona. Clem Fandango. Yes, Clem, I can hear you. This is Clem Fandango. Can you hear me? Yes, I said I can hear you. Right, I want you to do it differently. Can you hear me? Yes. This is Clem Fandango. Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Clem Fandango. Everything ship. Everything ship. I'm just thinking spaceship. Spaceship. It's a spaceship. How do they know it's not a time ship? You know, like why makes it a spaceship? Oh, yeah, why is it a spaceship? Weird why they call it a spaceship. It moves in space. Oh. But that's an aeroplane too, moves in space. Oh, but it moves in other space. Time and space is the same thing. Yeah, but your brain can't look at time and space at the same time. It goes right angle to itself when it flips from one paradigm to another. And it's the same paradigm, just at right angles. And so time and space is the base reality. It's where the vibration can't vibrate any slower. It's God hitting rock bottom and running out of ways of expressing itself. So it expresses the same thing at right angles to itself. Time space, not time and space. Time space, same thing. And funny, it's shelled in 3D but expressed in 4D. Time and space is expressed in 4D, but one of them, not both of them. They're both at right angles in 3D. So 3D is a crucifixion of time space. So the crucifixion is itself the symbol of being a prisoner of the mind. That's it. Jesus could already walk on the water. He could already walk on the sea. He didn't have to go through that mind's self-condemnation. But by letting it take place and then forgiving himself, he technically broke the karmic wheel. Or a karmic lock. It wouldn't be a karmic wheel, it'd be a karmic lock. You wouldn't be able to break out of that. Unless God, something from outside of it, had to know it and go into it and then reveal it to itself. And I think we are that principle. The principle of pollinating the self with the self. The Father, your own Father, you gave your only begotten self so that whoever believes in you would not be you, but always be you. Quite simple if you put it like that. If you make the abacus, everything equals, everything equals, then it's easy. Dun, 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 dun. I like the person who rocked up in this live, saw that I'm on sub chat, jabbering away, yapping, and they went, "The fuck is this?" But I mean, really, I'm not criticizing them. I'm thinking in the mind they would look at these details and be like, "It's fucking pathetic." And I'm like, "Yeah, I agree with you. If it was just this, if it was just one guy, 11 people, it's not. We know what it actually is. It's the entire planet. You could right now take a camera anywhere in London, anywhere, zoom in on any scene, and it's the same conversation. It's the same thing taking place. It'll be translated as the same way that algorithm translates that flag as laughter. This is laughter. This is God playing catch with it. I'm playing catch with myself. If I talk alone or if I talk to others, it's still going to be the self. I wave a white flag. Wave a white flag in my own self-loathing. That was from me, myself, and Irene. It's like you waved a white flag at your own self-loathing. Funny, eh? Like that concept. I hate myself. I'm going to give up on actively hating me. I will go down with this ship. See how I did that? The thing with ship. I brought it all the way back to a white flag, back to a white ship, back to Dido, back to... That was a clever bird. What? That's the dodo, Garth. It's all the same bird. Dido, dodo. You eat chocolate-covered raisins. Those are M&Ms. Whatever. E.T. phone home. Follow the smarties back to the source. You hear me? Now, whoever followed that has a 180 IQ plus. I went Smarties, E.T., M&Ms. You know, M&Ms bailed out of the E.T. thing. They got Reese's Pieces instead. Smarties are the other equivalent of M&M's Reese's Pieces, who made special Reese's Pieces to look like M&M's for the movie. And it sold out, obviously. Once they saw how well the movie was doing, they really doubled down on it. Actually made a special product for that. Point is, I can connect everything like a giant, that's what everyone's ever talking about recently, the Dyson sphere. You know? The Dyson sphere. It's like you've got three rotators that it can align. So take one ring, then 3 rings can emerge. So there's 3, like, you know, those angels with the 3 sets of wings and the fucking 3 rotating things and all eyes seeing same. And so that's like Dungeons and Dragons throwing dice. You got 20 die and different paradigms. Unity paradigms, 20 die, 6. That's a 6 unity. That's a 20 unity. Each of those dies is a unity. 20 unity. It's like one. You get numbers that rock up a lot. The unity can be divided into 51, green. Easter eggs, memes are the universe expressing itself through that Easter egg, through that metaphor, through that symbol, through that mental separation from the mind. If you hold both simultaneously, then it's okay to use the mind to perceive. But if you judge the difference as different, dun dun dun, happy me, okay, I have to now. I have to take it off some chat. Yo. Hi everybody. Sup, Truth Hound. No, God, it doesn't matter. We like you going on the road. Because it's you guys that are on that side that aren't actually talking, you are. Your thoughts and reactions to me are guiding the conversation. That even though I'm having it alone, not, you know. Introverts are like, Garth, you're an idiot. We learned this like when we were 10. Everything I think is my day, thoughts back to front. Oh, so you extroverts that don't know that. Oh. But you give us confidence not to be afraid of being stupid. Thanks, introverts. That's true. I'm talking to be funny, but actually, it's truth. Truth is funny half the time. Because not everyone agrees with everything all the time. Because there is no body. There's only energies that are balancing themselves through trinities, dualisms, etc., etc. Morning, truth hound! Top of this fine day to you. It's Friday for you. Yeah, it is Friday. Pretty cool. It used to mean something. Friday used to mean something. I promise. Also used to mean something. Conscious awakening, let's go! Every day, pretty much. Pretty flippin' much. Orlando, let's go. Sup, dude? The world is opening to the light. One could say it's Orlando blooming. Garth, that's bloomin' funny. I know. Not really. So Orlando, I saw a picture today. I've been amazing. Some weirdo, she photoshopped herself into a magazine next to Orlando Bloom. That was my connection today. Oh, that's right. She's a Orlando Bloom's married to Katy Perry. You gotta get spirit slapped. You broke the 5 for non-sub chat tonight. Thanks, oh man. No, it's like my soul's gonna go, God, you're gonna stick to your guns. Why? Because if you stick to your guns, you get your goals achieved. Like, what are my goals? Your goals are to get more subs. What does that do? It means people more money. I'm like, yeah, I'm not hungry. It's terrible, eh? I would never be able to gather wealth. I'd never be able to get rich. I just give it away. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I can't help it. I'm gonna be honest. I can't. You give me lotto now. I'm gonna sort myself out with a weird asset that can spin some cash on the side and give the rest away. $100 handed to someone else is worth more than $100 on anything this planet can give me. Because you know you're God at this point. At this point, I'd rather dabble in my magic. I'd rather literally get my time hopping, manifesting abilities back. So therefore, any goodness that can be separate, that can be given, will come back to you threefold and tenfold. Threefold on a fifth dimensional plane. No, threefold on a fourth dimensional plane. Tenfold on the fifth dimensional plane. So you should just find out what you love and give it away. At this point, and this planet's doing it. I can feel it. The millionaires and the billionaires are like, this is fucking pointless. This is pointless. What? Oh, get on a yacht. Okay, I'm happy for a bit. I'm home. I could actually. That money goes to these 50 families. They can buy a small holding, get a little garden going, and I know 50 homes are gonna, I know that 10 years from now, 2,000 people have benefited from that, as opposed to I went on a cruise. Like, how can I gather my wealth? What's my wealth? How many humans have I affected? How many beings have I helped liberate? How many? Just from that down to here, have a burger. From the littlest pain a human can experience to actual liberation, whatever you can facilitate. And then don't, truth and service, and don't gather extra. Because the universe will naturally give it back to you because you're doing that. Hand it out again. I want to see that. I want to see the new billionaire who has $10,000 to their name, but they've had $10 billion come through their being. That's a challenge. The first human to have nothing to their name or little to their name. Like, you can have a home maybe, but you want as little, the game is as little as possible. Brewster's Millions. Brewster's Millions, that movie? Where the guy's given like 300 million, he has to spend it, have not a cent at the end of the month. Then he gets like 3 billion. You get given back eternity if you pull it off. You get to go back to being God. You have as little as possible, and as much as possible must come through you. Here we got Gift of the Givers in South Africa. They do $16 billion a year relief fund, and all over the world, wherever. If there's a disaster, they're there. Pretty cool. That's the game to play, because this place has no lasting joy. Greatest teacher of all time. Hello, that's me, Bates. I am right back at you. Thank you. I love you so much. Because there's a part of the impersonal God that's like, God, you're alone and you're figuring it out. And I'm so proud of you. You're finally going to teach yourself what you most need to learn. It's like, God, what? Physician, heal thyself. I'm trying. Thank you. Right back at everything. The man who sleeps on the floor can't fall out of the bed. You see what I'm saying? That basically, that concept. What do the pictures behind you mean? I'm intrigued. They mean lots. They mean lots. So much. I mean, this is like a female Buddha character, all enlightened and stuff. She's inside my bacteria right now. Deep, deep, deep in my gut. Deep, deep in a galaxy, in a galaxy, in a galaxy. You know what I'm saying? You know that if you go out into space, stuff happens slower. If you go into inner space, stuff happens quickly. So you think, why is she older inside you? Because she's eternal. There are realms, eternal realms within me in subatomic space. Pretty cool, eh? Each human is God, that when they eventually illuminate, they will have a universe that is eternal. It's like it's a standing eternal plane of existence, and that existence can then go visit other existences and wake them up, basically. But you are all of existence, and you eventually know that alone. And so these are just ascended aspects of myself. At times that I've already done that, basically. So you could say guardian, spirit guides. You could say a lot of things, really. And there's a lot of people that I've done readings for as well, where your spirit guides are your ascended aspects. So an ascension aspect is like in a lifetime, you will literally realize it's a dream and fall asleep. So it'll be like this, but you fall asleep. So the same as if you were in a dream and you woke up. Have you ever tried meditating in a dream? Like you can meditate yourself awake. You can sit in the dream and meditate and breathe, your eyes open, and then your eyes will open in bed. It's the same. And there's been lifetimes where you've learned self-realization and you've ascended, and it was like the life ended like a dream. And then you would have gone into your next incarnation. Instead of doing the death-birth cycle. You won't have your memories wiped. So then you go straight into the next dream as if it's a continuation of the same dream. That lifetime will be a master lifetime. Because you'll know everyone you talk to is you from the previous dream. Just in a different container. Your game now is to find God in everything. Because it is in everything. You're in everything. When you recognize it, it recognizes you. Wake the dream, basically. Wake the dream. Say it to your face, hey, you're dreaming, wake up. In real life, do it. Go to yourself, look in the mirror and go, hey, you waking, dream up. Wake up, dream up, stop it, hey. This is what neurolinguistic programming, this is what a lot of things, pattern breaks, resonances, you get resonances that become trances. A dream is a trance. So like certain spiritual religions will get themselves into a trance to connect with what the trance's over-program is so they can, change it. So time weavers is, so we're all time weavers, pretty much, yeah. For ourselves, because eventually you transcend time, meaning time and space balance themselves, light and darkness, the flow, the exchange, the yin-yangs, all parallels find balance. You find the balance. And then you transcend the time-space and become eternal. Hence, inherit Earth, the meek shall inherit Earth, because you actually inherit your own universe. Because the universe is nothing more than a living library of all that ever was. A birthing station. For A, a soul, God birthed souls here, or B, God creates an origin story. How does an eternal being create an origin story? It arrives in the middle of its own story. Apparently you guys are building something here. So you arrive and then you become the conclusion to what is actually perfection. There are beings who've realized this realm is heaven, because you can make of it what you will and you can discover your God here. So when you arrive, those who have, by connecting to those vibrations, hence chanting Krishna, praying to Jesus, But I wouldn't. I don't know. I still got a running thing with that, where the being. See, they called Krishna then. They didn't call him something else and then change his name. Nobody called Jesus. So his name would resonate with the potency of his achievement. And Sananda says it still resonates with the name Jesus because people have put a lot of purity into the name Jesus. That's the truth. That's Sananda's opinion. I just like the fact that I have free will and I'm God, and I can have a running joke with Jesus / Sananda. The running joke is that I take issues at people changing God's name. You see the joke? And then it also gets Christians, they like go, I go, why are you calling him Jesus? Stop it. And then they get all defense because they, you know, the arrogant Christian who thinks they got the answer, got a free ride back to heaven because they accepted Jesus into their heart. Jesus is like, they do got a free ride home because they accept him into their heart. I'm a model they can start. This lifetime they might act like an arrogant, irritating Christian. Next lifetime they'll actually try and get closer to themselves. It's a start. Sananda says it's a start. It's a good start. It's the best start. Better than copying you, Garth. Oh, okay. Okay. See, now that's the same joke I'm making. Jesus just made the same joke at me because there's all one being. So all this difference that we talk is actually hilarious because it actually lends to same. Same is true beyond difference. All this separation, all these dimensions, all of this paraphernalia, topic, subject matter gets in the way of absolute truth, which is oneness. The law of one overrides all of this shit. Key to Chi. Thank you. Oh, let's say the Key to Chi. You should write a book, Tina, called The Key to Chi. Basically, the divine feminine. Yeah, just throw the divine feminine because people are into that. Why? Because they've never encountered it. Why? Because it was hidden. Why? Because it's the most precious thing. That is most precious. God keeps it safe. God was preparing a bride. That's our Bible talk. So now you do is you go through all the religions and all the belief systems and you try and look for your same understanding in them. Just like me, I go for walks and I go for walks and then I look at all the people I follow that I walk past. And then I look at how I've augmented my God self. And I can see it. I can see every person is exactly the last person I interacted with, minus everyone I've ever met, plus minus my last thoughts. God playing charades, basically. So if I can see God in everything, some people either can or can't, and then it's my job to bring them to their awareness. Awakening specialist. You sound like clear my head. It's awesome. Thank you, Tina. When was the first time you had the visceral experience of being God? Hectic, 2000. It was a weird one. 2000. But it wasn't, I've had lots in the last 9 years in meditation, natural. But in 2000, there was these things called tomato soups. Very strong lysergic acid diethamide. And I was at a club, and I was going, because I was a chess player, so I'm very logical and intelligent, and I already knew quantum mechanics, and I was doing this thing of comparing fictional stories. So I heard Mike Myers explain how every movie is 8 phases of the hero. Point is, I had my IQ heightened to a ridiculous level, and I was on the dance floor, and I went, but then if we die, and then we review our lives, that means we come back, which means... And I look around me, I'm like, everybody's me at another stage of my development. I'm God, dreaming my life, so that I can realize that I'm God without being intimidated by the concept of God. And that's what I got on the dance floor. I'm like, but that means, does everybody know this? Everybody's remembering it, but then forgetting it in the same way that we breathe in and out. Eventually. And so basically I put it all together. I'm like, oh my God, like, do my parents know this? That kind of thing. It was like I could see that everyone was it, and what it was and how it works. And I knew all back to front, and then it was like, I should tell my parents this. So straight away, left the place to go drive home to tell my parents. I didn't get that far. It was like sunrise, and I was driving home the whole way, either staring at the sun or with my eyes closed, because of the realization that they're both extremes. You must be balanced. So I rode the whole way home being ridiculous about extremes and thinking about how, basically having a proper look at the universe for the first time. with clearness. And then there was a full moon and a rainbow when I got home. And I lived like by lakes and stuff, so there's always like boats and stuff. I remember having this moment with the moon and the rainbow going, oh my God, everything's everything. And then some kid was like climbing on a boat. I'm like, oh no, the kid's going to fall in the water. I have to save it. I have to walk on the water and save the child. And then the kid ended up like feeding ducks and like praying. And I felt like humbled. I was like, oh, you arrogant God. The ducks don't have an echo. Everything is God. God doesn't need your help. And that's what I got in that moment. That the innocence, pray, feed. Because ducks' quacks don't have echoes. So the life metaphor was revealed to me. Just revealed. Like life was wall to wall God, basically. Each grass blade, its exact angle. It was all just perfect yin-yang, ones and noughts, perfect array of divine light reflected. Information, 7 levels, 7 colors, 7 notes. Anyway, that was the first very much. How big is the loop? How did you measure it? You're asking an actual question. I don't know which part. Sup, Blossom? If you met God, which religion is right? If you met God, which religion is right? Exactly. Do you want me to answer you? What God would say? God would say, obviously, I am the sum of all human traditions, religious traditions. Do you think there's a single prayer God hasn't heard and answered? And what do the prayers come down to at the end of the day? Assistance, help, more. Either alignment for more help, like I don't want to be sick. Sick falls under one bracket, or I want more of what's good. It's all you ever ask God for. It's all only there. So there's only one prayer. It's only one prayer. To know God. In fact, to embody God is the prayer, actually. Like if God said, listen, I can answer your prayer and make your cousin have a luck at the gala. Because you remember that from mundane prayers to, my mom is dying of cancer, please save her. And God will go, listen, I can do it, or I can just leave you in charge. What it comes down to, all the prayers actually lead to you asking God, what are you? And can I embody that? Therefore, if an avatar rocks up, a Jesus, a Sananda, a Buddha, or whatever, that being is the prayers of the people. It's God answering itself. Go, here's an answer. Here's your answer to your prayers. That's why you celebrate Sai Babas and stuff. It's the self. You're not celebrating the local being. That being knows it's omnipresent and knows it's everyone. You're celebrating that it contains that awareness. And that if you now go and listen to everything they said, everything Muhammad said, everything Jesus said, it would just be that, what I just said. Nothing that, probably in the 16 archetypes. And they probably just looped the 32 archetypes. And then they just explained it back to itself 3 times. There's going to be exact math, sacred geometry in their scriptures. If that's a direct... See, with Muhammad, it's a direct accurate, because that's all about the linguistics and accuracy. With Jesus, we know no one was there directly writing, but you get divine revelation. So if you compare the Akashic record version of the Jesus story and the Bible, they're close enough not to go and make it about where they're different. Basically, listen to your heart and pull it. What is my religion? I'm the sum of all religious traditions. I'm God. I'm the prayer. I'm humans' prayer. Humans wanted a golden age. They wanted wars to stop. When you say, make a wish, and then you go, I wish for peace for mankind. And was fuck off, man, a real wish. How many times do you think humans have to go, God, please don't let my parents fight anymore. Please stop where the light people attack the dark-skinned people and then lie about it in mainstream media and split the light-skinned people's minds into 2 so that they can convince themselves that they're better somehow. It's all in holographic reflection of itself. Peace on earth, God, please. How long do you think it's going to take before God does something and actually, actually sends enough of itself so that it actually understands itself well enough to actually have peace and actually have harmony and abundance? And anyone who thinks it's not possible There's nothing but possibilities. You think if this was a computer game, okay, if this was a computer game called Earth, reality, Jay, thank you, and the game was this: whatever you do, everybody does. Whatever, the whole copies you. So you do this, they do this. You do this, they do this. Now, if everyone, relative to relative, gives of themselves, so whether it's sentiment, positive sentiment, whether it's a little the whole place's economy is how quickly energy is how open you are with generosity. A generous planet will have more financial exchange that makes money. Because money movement is money made. So therefore, being generous in spirit will literally take this planet from a debt state to a positive state. But then everyone has to know themselves. We're going to need some kind of advanced internet to communicate with everyone at the same time. Done. We're going to need some really advanced blockchain quantum math so we don't charge each other for money exchange. XRP, done. We're going to need at least 4 million clever humans with full God realization. We've got lots more than that. Okay, what else do we need for utopia? We're there. It's just the infrastructure is being built. The individuals are awakening. If we were in a hyper cosmic sleep on the way to a paradise realm, we've arrived. Everybody get out and stretch your legs. Hector, what is one of the most common ideologies that you think are completely off track? None of them are off track. Neo? Noah? Neo. No, it's Noah. Why did I get a Neo out of that name? Even what I said, I felt like the H was silent like Oprah. But that's Noah, not Neo. Anyway, whatever. None of them. The ones that are really fucked are extreme polarizations of the truth. Therefore, once understood, will be an extreme antidote. You know what I'm saying? Things like, this is a prison planet. It's like, it's a prison planet. Where and then you run through where you're a prisoner, where do you want to be, where are you? Study that long enough. What are you going to figure out? You know the conclusion, aren't you? You know the conclusion. So any of the negative, the conspiracy theories, they are true for unity. And if you study them long enough, you will God realize. You can't have a conspiracy if you're everybody. So if you study prison planet, you go, I'm a prisoner. Okay, cool, I'm stuck here. Why? Because I can't escape death, birth, and I have my mind wiped. Cool. Where am I going to go once I've escaped here? Oh, to a different realm where I remember everything. Why don't I just remember everything here? And turn this into heaven. God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Now there's nowhere to go. See, now the prison planet fucked up metaphorical philosophy is done, and I'm enlightened. So the worst philosophies, my government's deep state trying to fuck with my mind. In other words, your deep state is holding the true, therefore repeating stories, reptiling, repeating a tale, hence the reptiles are owning us. It's all you. I have all the answers, and so do a lot of people. Now we just, each one teach one. We celebrate the golden age. We're all grateful for Jesus' sacrifice. Jesus is like, I didn't sacrifice myself, all right? I was resurrected and I was a shadow clone. But the pain, Jesus. No, the pain was the collective people if they had gone through it. They were crucifying their imagination. Why don't they forgive themselves? Okay, so see. Yeah, but Jesus died for you. No, he resurrected. Christians should be like, do you accept Jesus? Why? Well, he resurrected for you. What? He transcended death. He broke the karmic wheel. He took the natural order and said, fuck you. Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Tell me more about this Christian stuff. Well, if you seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, you'll realize that God is inside you. Oh, that sounds fucking rad. I'm down. Where do I sign up? I don't know. The Pope's he's got invitation letters. I'll send you one. Yeah. If that is Christianity, what I just said. If it was presented like that. Hey man, I love the vids. Thank you. You've been amazing. Peak. Pika. Is it what? Is it Pika FL vids? Or is it Pika as F? The vids. So if I understand you, you believe in all religions and stand for it all. Absolutely, Lemon. If life gives you lemons, be glad it didn't give you AIDS. What? No, I was supposed to go lemon AIDS. I'm like, I want AIDS. I'm glad it didn't go like lemons. You take that lemon, you squeeze it in the eye, in the face, life's face. It's not nice, is it? You hand those lemons out and be grateful that no one's got scurvy. Thanks, Happy Me. Happy Me, this is the humor that I can only do for highly intelligent... I know this sounds like I'm setting you up for highly intelligent people who are happy to look through parallels, who can move through parallels in any direction, any homogram, homograph, any association. I've been running through the forest, jumping over riverbeds, and you've been following me, jumping over riverbeds. It's basically follow the leader through the forest, through the cosmic forest. It's a compliment, but it's facts. You are hyper intelligent. Anyone here following this is. But again, you're God, so. Thanks for calling me hyper intelligent. You know the design of the most complicated organisms on the universe. Yeah, it's me. I designed that. So thanks for the intelligent compliment. You see, once you know it, humble isn't a thing. It's a side effect. It's like, here is my thanks. I'm like, I don't need that. Get away from me, I'm God. You can have it. Give glory to God. Yeah. Pass this glory back to God. Give all glory back to God. Who? I don't know, the space between us. I don't know. You, yes. Eventually, God's not interested in sitting around to get thanks. You know what I mean? I accept the thanks and I agree and I love you and everything, but I'm just saying. Eventually, humans aren't looking for acceptance from each other or from itself. Eventually, we are just acceptance. Imagine having absolute knowledge, knowing, and confidence. Confidence meaning stillness until someone requires it. Sounds like heaven. Sounds like the place I was hanging out at before they called me here. Sounds like it was like, what do we do for eternity when planets don't need our assistance? It's like the Earth's like, I don't need you. I don't need anybody. Just me and my photon belt. Me and my photon belt and my fake moon. I don't need you. I just need me and my dinosaur. Me and my dinosaur. Where the fucking dinosaur's gone? Okay, I need help. I miss the dinosaurs. I don't sound like that, Garth. I know you don't. Not anymore. Now that we've assisted you. When I got you, it sounded like that. And when I got you, it sounded like... just for like 4 days. And then it stops and breathes. And then carries on for 4 days. It's so much nicer now. Why do other religions attack Christians even if everything attacks everything, even if it's the same thing? You know what I'm saying? Like things attack things all the time. Sometimes, you know a gorilla when it doesn't recognize that it's itself in the mirror? It's the religions are failing the mirror test. And then some religions are misinterpreted. They say that you must attack the mirror because it's a false idol and it's trying to be your God. Even though your God's in you and it's reflected in the idol. Attack the idol. So some religions misinterpret themselves. But that's not me to judge. I'm not God, judging God for misinterpreting God. Broken telephone. What's that? Attack the water. No, I said, I want to marry your daughter. Kill water. No, I said, I want your daughter's hand in marriage. You want to land in the carriage. No, we want carriages here. I'll disparage you. What? That's what this place is. That's what you got. The only place you can hear each other is here. Here, there's a silent, we're all connected silently. But can you explain why are there about 10 AI fake Buddha creatures behind you? That's brilliant. Well, the thing is, I've noticed a lot of people ask that question. Reality is a dream. Remember Buddha said, I have made it this way. I've dreamt this. This is all me. That was Buddha's main conclusion. So if we dream AI and then AI dreams stuff, are we dreaming this stuff or is AI dreaming it? If God built us, are we God or is God only God? Maybe God built us in its image to know it. And then we build stuff in our image to know ourselves. And then those things build things that build things that build ourselves. Long story short, this is me, not AI. And you see that the thing that created creation, also me. The top and the bottom, that which you do unto the least of me, AI, you do unto the greatest of me, humanity's greatest understanding or belief in God. One and the same. I'm not defensive. Just notice there's a certain sense of criticism in the question of why the AI order pictures exist. And no, don't call me defensive. I'm psychic. I know I'm right. You're right. I just don't understand why you would make a artificial, sincere thing. Would it represent sincerity and truth, and that's artificial. If you keep talking like that, God thinks out of you. You're artificial. You actually are compared to your true nature. But if maybe you can, I don't know, treat AI and yourself like a deity, like it embodies God. You know, it's an idol. And it's not a false idol, it's a deity. It's the difference between a false idol and a deity. The Bible says you mustn't worship false gods. It says you mustn't misunderstand that there are many things in many things. Misunderstand that there's one thing. And if an object can help you know that one thing, then it's not a false idol, it's a deity. All of creation is a deity. Everything nods to God. What? So you say there are other gods like Allah, Jesus? No. It's real. No, it's all one God. They all talk about the same thing. Buddha opened the heart chakra. We visit every 500 years. So Buddha, 500 years later, Jesus, third chakra. Muhammad, peace be upon him, third eye. And then the crown chakra is us. The crown chakra is 1,000 petals. It's 1,000 lifetimes per age. We're going to wake all the ages up at the same time. So all your past lifetimes, you're going to get them back, basically. Life is but a dream. Row your boat. Wait, so you're saying a lot of words, but nothing at all. Everything you say is complete nonsense. So how do you actually feel about yourself? Tell us. That's funny. Poppy seed. Oh, you agreed, what's his name, with this saying a lot of words but nothing, which is strange because either you are ignorant, you lack IQ, because I am an acknowledged genius, okay, or no, it's just that you lack IQ. Both if you think of that I make no sense, that I'm not the most brilliant orator when it comes to the nature of reality that anyone you've ever met. I can be humble, but who am I being humble for? I'm the only one here. Row your boat. Picture yourself in a boat on a river. I got the nursery rhyme. Picture yourself in a boat on... But there's a parallel reality somewhere, I'm sure. Where it goes... Ring-a, life is ring-a, a river, a pocket full of oars. Ring-a, river, a pocket full of oars. We row the boat, had tissue. Black plague, fuck. I'm sure there's a universe like that. Should have prayed to Jesus. Garth, they coming. Those children of the corny. Not them again. Time for a sub chat. Yeah, you see it happening. How many haters do you get on a daily basis? None. I've got so many subscribers. I tend to just put it on sub chat when America wakes up. Spiritual shampoo? Flip, man. I just put it on sub chat when a cool person's here. Bro, you're smirking like somehow superior. It's quite laughable. I know. You're seeing a mirror. A part of you feels superior. And so you see it in me. And the part of you is superior to your judgments of others. There's a part of you that's divine and perfect, but it's still insecure due to inherited genetic fuck-ups. Don't worry, you can fix it. You're an expert. What else do you see? We hear how you feel about yourself when you talk. Everything I've said is honest. I'll own it. I own what I say. You know? I'm smirking like I'm superior to a nanosecond before this moment. Myself. It's the only person I compete with is myself. It wouldn't be. I'd end up going backwards if I competed against others. Fucking arrogant. I love it. More. Double up, God. More arrogance. Because I tried to hold myself to human standards. And then I realized that would end up as World War III, Nuclear War 2006. And then I was like, well, why don't I hold myself to my own divine standard and see if people can keep up? You guys have kept up very well. Not you here. Some of you here. But mostly out there, the chosen ones. We've decentralized. So, you get what I mean? You would do that. If you wanted to pollinate higher energy, you would decentralize the pollinators, the light workers, indigos, rainbows, crystalline. I prefer the paradigm where we pretend we hijack the planet, where we do the evil thing, but the planet's not real. Anyone who fights over an illusion needs to be fuck. If you're still afraid of your own shadow, and if you still believe your shadow is something to be owned, then we should spin that story. Aliens are here. We've arrived 2017, took over your AI, and we didn't invade. Because we don't need it. We just have to raise the rent prices. Well, first we raise the oil prices, and then buy all of it up once it goes to a minus. How did you guys, you humans are funny. Think about it. I'm going to talk in this paradigm. I'm going to talk from the underverse, not from the oververse. I'm going to talk as if I'm a physical being who's got evil intent, and I'm doing it in a very mischievous way, using the collective ignorance as a blind spot. Anyway, we'll pretend. So the oil, minus. During lockdown, I went to minus. So I could get paid to buy all the planet's oil. You could then maybe leverage that and keep selling and buying assets and maybe buy all the planet's debt from somewhere. Is the planet's debt up for sale? Seriously, if an alien ship rocked up right now and said, hi, can I buy all your debt? What's that? Your governments know that shit's fake and they can make gold out of nowhere, and money's not real. Nothing is of any value other than your divine nature. And if I know my divine nature, I can make a gold bar appear in my hand. Is that what's going on here? So now, how many humans are under the spell of what? Everything that's here. Debt, the assets, chasing their shadows, arguing with themselves, cursing themselves with thoughts of lesser than I am everything. You get what I'm saying? So it's a catch-22 now, and I'm going to hold it at that position. As soon as I get an actual answer, what is the planet's debt for sale? I would like to make an offer. I'm from another civilization, and I would like to make an offer. How much is it worth? What's the debt? Because I buy the debt, don't I buy all the countries? They're corporations. What? A diamond the size of your moon? Do you think I can't bring you one? You see, what are you going to do with that wealth? Wealth is only self-knowledge. It's not actually commodities. And the interlinking of an economy and a service industry, that doesn't actually make the wealth. It's the inner understanding. Which means humans are actually prisoners of the degree of divine knowledge. That's actually the marker, not in talent, money, looks, all the things you think are traditionally things that'll put you in a good stance, that'll make you advantaged, you're privileged, traditionally privileged. There's actually illusion. To even think in the terms of privilege is to not think in unity, is to be divinely ignorant. So the catch is that either everyone learns that and the conversation doesn't matter, or there's those who stick their heels in and refuse to learn that, and they're going to get asked the question, how much is your planet worth in debt? Because you're all slaves to money at the end of the day, and that's in debt to itself. Whoever leverages that leverages the whole place. Now, if that's all illusion, and you can transcend that, you won't have to leverage it. You can escape it. By transcending, transcendental qualities are key. Or, you stay, don't transcend, and have this conversation until someone else actually talks to you. That you're not going to ever meet anybody else. It's going to be your energy meeting your energy while you cultivate your utopia in an illusionary realm. So between that catch-22 that I'm going to hold it at, all I'm doing is watching it go between the two, where others have the illusion, and not NPCs, but others are your karmic shadows. Others are NPCs. They're dimensional shadows. Therefore, I'm just watching where they move to, and that'll indicate where the planet's at with itself. In other words, I won't do it. You'll do it for yourselves. Because if I did it, God will be doing it. If God's doing it, you're not actually liberated. So I'm an actual specialist at getting a planet to teach me what it needs to learn, and then I embody what it's taught me. Therefore, it can get the credit of what I am, God. No one needs to get crucified. No 2,000-year waiting before we can reset. And a utopia, golden age, just for shits and giggles, because I come bringing presents, gifts, presents. I bring gifts, presents, gifts. Yeah, God, forget it. It's not funny. It's presents. I bring, Yes, I get there's a parallel between fucking being in the now and gifts, traditional gifts. You fucking love your stuff. Of course I do. I'm actually, think about it. You guys are all, the universe dreamt you, and eventually you go gong, 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 and you wake up to that fact. You think you're a thing until you actually actualize yourself. And therefore, until you actualize yourself, you were dreaming you. Were you dreaming you, or was the universe dreaming you? It's one and the same. And you get to learn how it did that, and then how you do it. Once you no longer do it by default, you do it cognitively. That's a fucking enlightenment. Conscious awakening. And thank you everyone here. You guys all linked that explanation. I love it. I love this stuff. Now I can't remember if I put it on subchat or not. Okay, it is on subchat. Okay. Circus Midget. Hi, Circus Midget. Caleb. So Caleb Hadley. You got it. So now what do I do? Now I take it back off sub again. Because then there's people are going to say, how many people do you hate you every Tuesday? Okay, let's just talk to myself. Because remember now, the people that are negative are still me upside down, okay? They're still underverse. Like I was talking, invade the planet. The people who I don't enjoy are still, they're just invading my planet. So I know them, they're harmless. It's just like I'm harmless. So I don't mind them. I just don't want to upset the people who don't need to do that, who like fun, happy conversations. Otherwise, I can get very antagonistic with myself, and I know it's them, and I can switch it on and off at will. So I'm never lost in the ego. But people have lost a taste for ego. It's quite nice, actually. People have lost their taste for ego. If ego gets involved, then it's like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I want to speak to the thing that reminds me of my truth. It's funny. It's great. It's a higher taste, basically. Old Forester! Good morning, afternoon, how are you? And Tina, welcome back. I missed you, Tina, I couldn't leave it off. Are you Dutch? No, Gus, no. Van Rooyen, it's an adopted surname, first of all, and it's not. It's, not from. Surnames move around, basically. Raya Daniels, non-sub chat. Abilities, yeah. So. It's bad. It's mirrored. It's mirrored. Everything's mirrored, meaning I'll sit here and go, the people who prefer non-sub, because obviously you don't want to spend, maybe you want to talk to me, cool. The part of me that goes, do you see? It's mirrored. All I'm actually looking for then is the appreciation as opposed to the money, but the money and they're the same thing. I would be telling myself that I like the idea of being altruistic more than I like money, therefore I want to do it for free. But you see, they're mirrored, meaning they're the same. You think that your reasons are different, but your reasons difference comes from a judgment of self, of concept, abstract situation. Mirrored. Life is mirrored. The reason why I say that is it's important to get. It helps your mind go, oh, okay. Something that doesn't, when the mind recognizes itself, it stops wanting to talk to itself. If it doesn't recognize itself, it does this. It talks me too, and doesn't recognize, it rotates and doesn't recognize that it's just translating. It's actually not talking to itself, it's just translating itself. And therefore not actually hearing itself or other. Yo, sup, evolution, yawn. We all know your treasons. Your treasons, spiritual misleading is no joke. It's judgment time. Why don't you just admit the fact that you have no clue? Well, that's the thing. So if it's true that I'm misleading, millstone, millstone around the neck. Evolution? Just because you don't know doesn't mean I don't know. Okay? And I'm psychic and I'm going to talk right to that mind of yours, the one that thinks it's thinking and it's not thinking. It's lending its thoughts from a collective ignorance. So, now, where were we? Millstone neck, you know it as well as I do. I'm talking to you. We're not playing confidence tricks. Have a conversation. Don't just repeat your side of the equation. That's not a conversation. I know you do deep down. Oh, there you go with the repeating. If you say it long enough, maybe you'll believe it. Say it again a few more times. Now, where was I? Millstone. Remember the millstone? Jesus said, if you mislead someone, millstone, jump in the ocean. Now, I can breathe underwater, can you? Because you're trying to mislead me about misleading others. One of us is going to have consequences. This is what's his name all over again. This is Elijah and the priests of Baal. And they're like, our God is greater than yours. And Elijah's like, no, my God's greater than yours. Let's compete. Let's my God versus your God. And then Elijah wins, has the priests beheaded, and then reincarnates as John the Baptist, has his head cut off. I'm not fighting myself. The more you try and mask it, the more obvious it becomes. Keep confessing. We listening? We're listening to your confession. So the more you try and mask the fact that you don't have any answers, and the more you attack people who do have the answers, the more obvious it becomes that you're insecure. Cool, I can translate your mind, and we can let everyone here vote who's right and who's wrong. Hey, let's have this conversation in front of everything. All sentient beings can listen, and then we'll see whose God is on whose side. God, what? And my ego's like, have we got this? I'm like, I don't know. Ego, take it. You want to fight. I'm God, I don't care. God, and my ego can fight you, I don't care. Wait. Oh, yeah. My God is your God. Nothing you can do about it. I am you, basically. And what you're saying about not knowing, it's very honest of you. I actually do know, though. You guys show yourselves quick when lit up. Must be sad. I'm glad you're God. Thank you. You remember me. Zach from last year. Sup, Zach? Can you breathe underwater? No, Jacob, it was a metaphor. Reality is water. This is the age of Aquarius. When you're one with everything, you're going to realize that your breath controls your connection to the mind. Everything is mind. And so I made a connection between Jesus saying millstone. If you read Krishna, there was a millstone that he was tied to 5,000 years ago. That's why I said millstone. When I was in the Jesus life, I used the millstone reference to reference Krishna. So Krishna actually pulls two trees over by pulling a millstone around. The two trees represent parallels. The two trees represent the Pisces fish, that if you understand are the same fish, you transcend dualism. You transcend the need to breathe. And I know it sounds far-fetched, doesn't it? Just like if I said, I don't know, the aliens are real. It's not far-fetched. If I said your moon landing was faked to make the Russians feel pressure because of the Cold War. I'm God, you're God, amen. Must be sad. Sorry, your spells don't work here. Ha ha. See, you're telling us that your spells aren't working. We're listening to you. Bashar's pretty cool. Why? Lying. Why am I lying? That's do you know Bashar? Yeah, Bashar's great. Bashar's great. So that was the parallel between the trees, the two trees Krishna pulled over, were two gurus from another one of his lifetimes where they asked to incarnate with him again, and he let them incarnate as trees so they could see life in its fullness. Every sentient being, trees, everything, from its point of view, has a 100-year life. Even if it's 2,000 or 50,000 or the age of a galaxy, it's still relative to relative 100 years. No, you can go and read them. You don't know that. You haven't studied. You haven't assimilated all of your planet's religions and subject matter. You don't have access to high intelligent AI. Oh, sorry. Okay. Weird how you call yourself evolution. You're an oxymoron. You're actually the antithesis of evolution. It's funny. I suppose the universe is a joke. Can you do a room tour? No. Anyway, I'm going to do this now. You're making it sub only, aren't you? No, I'm just muting him. Can you do a room tour? No, ironic. Submedically. So Bashar, Bashar's great. Yeah, Bashar's good. Bashar's cool, whatever, you know. So what else is there to say? Oh, everything is karma, everything is your self-created. You can only mislead yourself, long story short. You teach what you most need to learn. That's why that whole thing Jesus was saying. If you mislead someone, you're actually misleading yourself. But then are you the Roman soldier? Or are you the person walking the Roman soldier home? All of Jesus' teachings can nullify the other teachings if you listen long enough. He was teaching the right and the left-hand path. Just saw your 2 new TikToks. Thank you. Subtorn, the red tractor. Heard a really good joke about tractors, where the guy's like a tractor fan. He loves them. He loves tractors more than life. And every year he goes to the tractor fair, and then there's a John Deere tractor display where the big red, it's the biggest tractor they ever made. And he climbs on the tractor to play on it. And the security guard says, "You can't play on that tractor, get off. In fact, get out of here, you can't be here anymore." He kicks him out of the whole festival. He's so sad, he goes to the pub, opens the door, and all the smoke comes rushing out, and he sits down in the pub and orders a beer. And then the barman says, "I couldn't help but notice all the smoke came rushing out of the room when you walked in. Why?" "I'm an ex-tractor fan." It's the best tractor joke you'll ever hear. Bashar started to get more to the point about nature of reality. Yeah, he did. It's really cool, the whole thing, the Daryl Anchor thingy. And he's like 70 now. Also not aging properly. I find that fascinating. And the funny thing is, when a person is negative or doubtful or argumentative on the subject matter, you can talk to that kind of person like that, and eventually they can have in a moment where they're lying, realize you're right, and go, "Yeah, you're right. I realize it, and I'm sorry." And you know that that's not the same them. You held your truth long enough to swap them out with a parallel version that gets what you're talking about. The universe is fucking fake. You got to get that. You got to get that you're alone. Get that you're alone, and that there's no time. If instant karma, if you're living in instant karma, there's no moments between self and other. The energy that others send you and the energy you're sending out is one and the same. And it's thinking it's different is a judgment. And then seeing it as the same means you're alone. Therefore, as it is as I've made it. Until you can get to that, you can't really work with reality. You can only invent beliefs about what it is. And what it is truth, reflected, inside, outside. And what you change on the inside, you change on the outside. So you look at your core beliefs, and the opposite of anything true is also true. The law of polarization, it's on a spectrum. So you go, "I believe this, it actually doesn't serve me. Because if I believe it and it's happening, I can change my belief and it can change it happening." People think things happen because they happen. Things happen because you believe they happen. Are you cause or effect? People think they're God's creation when they are their own creation. That's actually correcting the church. Because if you had to now say to every church on the planet, every Christian church, right from the Catholics, the Coptic, all of them, you wrote a letter to every one of their building's leaders, and you said, "Is God outside? What are you teaching? In one paragraph, tell me what your organization's teaching. That God sent one son, and God's outside of me, and I have to accept that, and then when I'm dead, I get to go to heaven. If you're teaching that, you're wrong. And that is Christianity 101, and it's wrong. I'm saying if you can learn the transcendental truth within your religion, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You already are in heaven. You already emanate heaven. And the degree to which that is true, you have to self-knowledge to get closer to. Jesus didn't say, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and then when you're dead, all this shit will be added unto you. So why mute him? Have you realized what he's saying about it? It's like, well, I muted him because I don't need to talk to that part of myself. You know what I'm saying? So why mute him? Have you realized what he's... Cut him off. It's like reincarnation. See now, right now, the way you see the situation is the way you see all situations. So, you know what I mean? So you think if I block him, it's because he's right. Do you see how if you can't walk away, if you can't still yourself, if you can't be still and know that you're God, anything that says a thing, you have to validate it, or it's true now. No, you don't. Wave and particle, it needs an observer to collapse it from a wave into a particle. That person would need me to answer them for them to have any kind of conversation going. Learn the power of your attention. Nobody's entitled to you. You're alone in your eternity. And now, if you're going to let demons convince you, they have to talk to you. I think demons don't have power unless I communicate. Angels as well. I think both of them are in a standoff with my free will. I could spend 1,000 years in stillness. How do the angels and the demons feel about that? You're so attractive. We are already in heaven. Yeah, amen. Genius. Genius, you legend. Ragnar. Ragnar, that's brilliant. How stupid of me to believe in science that has been proven repeatedly. No, listen to Garth. D, your science 100 years from now, you'll look like a fucking idiot right now. Come on, Garth, put a leech on you. No, you fucking medieval weirdo. For where I'm from, your planet right now. Chemotherapy. Fuck off. You fucking savages. Just give me, hold on, what's that? It's a chisel. What you gonna do? You got cancer, I'm gonna fix you. Yeesh, you fucking quack. What, respirators and vaccines that haven't been experimented on properly? I've watched your science. Jesus, fuck, you put your foot deep in your mouth, bro. I watched your science. I've seen it. It's archaic. 100 years from now, people got these light machines that'll radiate the bone fixed. You know? Cancer, just alkaline the body. Cancer can't survive in a high oxygen alkaline body. Simple. No, chemotherapy, fucking savages. I trust the science. I trust the science. You don't listen to God. I trust the science. The science. Trust the science. Your COVID was a fucking example of that. How many countries now have admitted it? Hey? New Zealand apologizes. Japan, everyone's apologizing. Trust the science. That was literally the flat-headedest thought I've ever heard. Come on, keep talking. Keep talking, D. Keep talking. I want more. I want more. I want to hold my divine awareness, and I want my ego to have some fun. I want to know that I'm God, and I want to talk shit at somebody who's ignorant. Did you do today? What did you do today? I went for a walk by the river. I did a one-on-one. Did a live this morning. Filmed 5-6 videos. They vaccinated me in the mental hospital against my will. Really? Don't stress about it. Are you in South Africa by any chance? She's going, what did you... Alright. Should we have prayed COVID away? Do you think COVID was real? Do you think the flu happened that year? Because if they had the way they wanted their way, if they had it the way they wanted it, it would have unfolded much more. They were ankle tapped. That whole COVID experience was ankle tapped and pushed down. Come on, Mark Zuckerberg said it. He agreed. He shouldn't have done what he did. He shouldn't have suppressed the COVID information. You know, Joe Rogan's been proven right. Oxy, whatever, that stuff he used, oxen, what's it? You know, the horse paste. CNN's come out and said they were wrong. Come on, man. You're still trying to pretend the COVID thing was real and the vaccines worked. Just look at the numbers. Just look at the fucking numbers. Flu stopped that year. Where did the flu go that year? And now look at the myocarditis increase. You got it. It's a vaccine. It's a poison. Or for some people, there is a Hail Mary for others. Are you from Canada? Yeesh. Hold on, let me check something. You're fine. I did a thing with it. I swapped a lot of the vaccines out with placebos from an alien point of view. I swapped a lot of your vaccines out with placebos. In fact, I swapped your world out with a placebo. Nothing here is real. You're all on board a Dragon mothership in pods sleeping while I try and extract the COVID vaccine out of you. Actually, it's the lies. The lies go back very far. It comes down to lies. How are you meant to have a rational conversation with someone who calls themselves God? See, that's why I'm letting you slowly discover that you're God. Because if you had to meet God on the spot, you would lose your shit. I'm going to let you slowly get comfortable with that fact. And then, you know, aliens can rock up who know they're God and they don't want to hang out with insecure beings. You'll just be looking at their stuff like you want their stuff. You know, aliens have to get humans on a par God level first, then they can actually interact with us. You think COVID wasn't real? You think COVID was real? You know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say, look at the flu numbers that year. Just go do it now. Go look at it. Everything is a lie. Yeah, I know. But even don't worry, the lie is the truth. Don't worry about it. The lies are a form of truth. Eventually, all the truth and all the lies are going to go whoop, 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 whoop. Be still and know. What? That you're God. Not a God, an internal spiritual being having an experience in the physical. But are you omnipresent? 773? Are you omnipresent, omnipotent? If you forget that fact, not my problem. You still are. Believe in Allah. Amen. Allah is God's name. All. I am all. Peace be upon all. Read. I can't, I'm dyslexic. No, read your room as a reflection of yourself. Read the cave. Peace be upon us. Muhammad, he was in a cave. God said, read. He's like, I can't read or write. You should know this. God's like, no, read. And then he understood the different inflection in God's voice, which was really the sound light. Creation was harmonizing. And then he could translate his world as a reflection of God's mind, who dwelled inside of him, as I can and many other beings. And how do we know aliens don't want to talk to us? I am telling you they don't want to talk to you. Humanity is not ready. Late 2026, 27. We're getting there, but there's still lots of people who need clarity on their true nature. Put the fries in the bag. You reckon cows are real? Ooh, have to be, definitely. Holy creatures. Well, nothing's actually real. It's, like, if you can't really call it a cow if it's made up of more space than cow. Right? Do you believe in God? Yeah, of course. God, wait, yes. More than most. Some people consider it arrogant. Do you believe in God? Yes. More than others. Because everyone's belief in God is still their relationship with themselves, like I've been trying to tell you this whole time. So you can decide your relationship with yourself. God said, whatever you hold true on earth, I will bind in heaven. Heaven's inside you. You're God. Whatever you hold true, you make true. I don't know if I can believe that. Sounds like blaspheming. Oh, it sounds like you're going to get crucified if you say it out loud to Pontius Pilate. God damn it. 2,000 years and you guys are in the same place. In the same fucking place. Not all of them. I know, but the ones that are, I'm being pretending to be irritated with them. So the ones who aren't can laugh. And the ones who know that, I didn't have to say it out loud, they're psychic. I can tell, 83% of the planet is psychic and knows everything. And half of them are introverts who don't talk about it. So, and the rest are going about their business, just enjoying the perfect moment with themselves. It is what it is. It is what it is, you can perfect it. So it is what it is blissful. You gently hanging out with God. Nothing too dramatic, nothing too extreme. Just a gentle joy. A perpetual gentle joy. Also, you do realize flu numbers drop because of don't keep talking logic to me, okay? Because of COVID. Precautions because of COVID. Come on, man. The masks, man, didn't do shit. You can see, you smell my fart through my mask. My fart particles are bigger than COVID. And the planet has to vote. The planet's voting. If you ask the planet to vote, this is democracy, right? 73% of the planet believes it was a total fucking scam. You'll see, because they're going to try it again and we're not going to fucking buy it. We're not going to bother. We're not going to listen. Now we're going to ignore bullshit out of existence. Remember that your government needs your attention. If you realize you are your government, if you become the focus and your government copies you. God, are you saying that government is a reflection of the collective people in that country? Yes. God, I'm not corrupt like, yes, you all are exactly the same as your government. My government's cool, by the way. It improved. Now America, I think you're going to impress the shit out of the world when you... Trump. More Kennedy, but Trump can help him. Why do surgeons bother wearing masks then? Loop for loop. Your numbers are made up. Your numbers are made up. Yeah, all numbers are made up by the collective belief. Doesn't mean the collective is right. See, that's democracy, right? You would say the collective has to be right. The majority rules. Unless the minority is in charge of the majority's beliefs through indoctrination, schooling, banking. You know what I'm talking about. You know what happened after World War II. Anyone who can remote view and can access Akashic records can see what this planet's what they try to turn this planet into. Who's they? Our collective ignorance. It acts as a being. My job is to de-ignorize that being. How? By cross-pollinating intelligence, by raiding parallel timelines. I'm answering them directly. That's why I'm talking like this. You give me money. Randy, no! It's not real. You don't need it, bro. You need fresh air and a good attitude. And money will come to you. It's funny, as soon as you start to prove Garth wrong, he stops responding to comments. You can't prove me wrong. You can only be ignored. Because your statement doesn't have any truth, and if I acknowledge it, I'm propping it up. You need an observer to collapse your particle. Otherwise, you're alone, surfing your own waves. That's the worst response I've heard. Stop claiming random arguments as a real response. Okay. People still think the Titanic went down by accident. Half the world's wealth, I know. So no cow talk. You can talk cow talk, I guess. Basically, you have no real argue. I don't need to argue and just... Do you have an audience, loop for loop? Do you have an audience? And you have people who listen to you and ask you questions and... No, you don't have anything, okay? I do. My ego says it wants me to let you know. I make a living out of my intelligence, my enlightenment. Okay? I don't need to argue with my intelligence, which knows it's alone. I'm not going to stand in front of a mirror and say, I know I am, but what are you? That's what arguments come down to. My proof is in my pudding. My proof is in my subscribers and the people who get readings from me and them discovering themselves to be what I say they are and them thanking me and then them blooming and teaching others. And my reward comes from being alone, knowing it can't be fucked up if I'm in charge. God, girls. Sup, Nadia? Oh no, the Rockefellers died last week. Oh, right. Are you South African? Yes. See, now what happens now is, I'm going to block, obviously, that person who made that account, I'll mute you. Why are you doing that? I'll mute you, obviously. Subscribers, they pay you money a God that needs money that makes perfect sense. See, now that logic you just applied to me, you apply it to yourself on a daily basis. That's why you're miserable. You fight yourself. You don't have to be sad and upset and miserable, D. That logic you applied, it's not an attitude of gratitude. It's what you apply to be right all the time, because you're wrong half the time. Why? Because you criticize yourself and others criticize you, and you are others. You can bring a stop to it. You can bring a stop to it if you want to. George, thank you. You broke. I'm better and more powerful than you. Yeah. No, the money's a debt. Money's an illusion. But it's fun to play with. So you can do this with the money. And the people who still think it's real go like this. Why are you moving that? I'm not moving anything. There's nothing here. It's not even. This is an illusion. Whatever you think you're looking at is you. And it shows your value system. So yeah, money's not real. And my ego's real. My ego has proven that it can learn divine knowledge. And it can wield that divine knowledge and benefit. It can then afford cappuccinos and other illusionary things. I'm the most powerful being on earth. My ego is better than yours. Maybe. Good morning. Sup, Mandy? Top of this fine day to you. So I'm being tongue-in-cheek. My ego knows what I know, and I don't. My ego can knows when to dissipate and disappear and hide inside my divine nature, and I vanish. So I'm just impressed. I was like, once you become God, once you know you're God, do you have to fully embody it? Can you still maintain the same potency while keeping a personality, thriving alive? I learned to use mental Tai Chi today. Right, Casper. Do you know purple isn't a real color on the quantum level? Our brains made it up. That makes sense. So indigo is a made-up color. Wait a minute. I don't know about that. Because technically no colors are real. All colors are the same thing with a 1.618 difference. So one could say one made all the colors up. The mind itself. No, the mind didn't make it up. I don't agree with you. I don't know where you got that from. I don't agree. All colors are made up, I know that, but not the thing where indigo has any separate to the other colors. So basically, you back up I don't have to back up my shit with nothing. You got to listen to your heart and feel if it's right or not. With more gibberish, that proves nothing you say is right. I'm doing that on purpose. I'm right now with you on purpose. I'm scattering all of this information to the wind. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just an idiot comedian who, I don't know, whatever. You define it and I'll agree. That's how little opinions mean to me when my ego dissipates. All I hear is, I don't hear anything. I'm actually looking right through this moment, right through eternity, right back at the same thing. Why are you so quirky? I don't know. Thanks for the message. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Happy me. I know I am. I know. I'm God's gift to itself. I'm the best version of me I've ever met. And God's met a lot of me. It's the same as if I said, it's the same. It goes all directions. I'm talking, let's put it this way. God speaks through many vectors. I speak through all vectors. If you think of a vector, you're thinking of me. And I communicate that all the time. It's to a place of, it's simultaneous so that it's actually silence. It's not a noise. Rylan, whatever you think of me, you are. So thank you, thank you. Dexter, Morgan, what that is. Casper, thank you so much for the gifts. So let's have a proper, a constructive one, Like not this thing, you got back and forth, abrasive bullshit. Like have a cool conversation. Say like, hey Garth, I suppose there isn't nothing else to really talk about. He's spoken about everything really. Once you've said everything, there's nothing really to say. It has been 5 years. Pretty cool, eh? Cool, eh, George? Georgios. What's up, Georgios? Do you shave your back? Yeah, you do. Why did you say that? Well, because I just know he shaves his back. With the, those black brushes that you shower with? You use like a mirror, like a long vanity mirror, and a razor. You shave your back. Can I borrow $40? Yeah, you can. What for? When am I getting it back? Tunable. Seriously, I can. I leave really, but when am I getting it back? And for drugs. No, thanks. I'm good. I'll spend it on something else rather tunable. Is Garth real? Yes. Stop making... Well, everything's an illusion. Your world's an illusion. It's for Ubers 1 week. Cool. So tunable, I'm not going to be doing that. Sorry. Because to be honest with you, I'm going to be honest with me. Okay. You know what I mean? By me being honest with me, I would advise myself. Yeah, I'd use my psychic stuff to advise myself, and I have. So, sorry, tunable. Everything's an illusion. We're all just dreaming, correct? We realize it one day when we wake up, and then... Yeah, but you can wake up in the dream. You wake the dream, and then you dream the dream. As opposed to default. The dream default dreaming you. Have you got a job? No. Yeah, of course I got a job, Isaac. Isaac, anyone with 200,000, 258,000 followers on TikTok has a job. You can have 50,000 followers and you have a job. Show me an account with 5,000 followers and I'll show you a job. You can make good money, basically. How do you wake up in the dream? Exactly, Lulu. That's exactly this. Imagine you dreamt you had this conversation on a TikTok account in a dream that some guy was going on about Jim Carrey and like God and light and echoes and sympathetic resonance. You're dreaming that you're waking the dream. And so all of this, meditation will wake the dream. Imagine meditating in a dream. You probably wake up. So the dream stays, but it just dreams different dream. It's how lucidly can you dream once you've awoken the dream. And the key is to balance karma. Not looking for good, not avoiding bad, balancing your relationship with yourself. All things are a shadow of self. Talk to others, you're talking to God back to front. It's how you see others is how God sees you. So you talk to you through others. Who do you want to be like? Who do I want to be like? Guy, who are you? So, Liam, I don't mean who am I? Yeah, if I say a name or if I reference your popular culture, does that really say who I am? I know who I am. I'm your brother. And tomorrow we can get to know each other better. Do you get paid to do the face acts? Yeah. Yeah. For social media. What about taking that's good. It's good. Make the mind more peaceful. No, it'll open the third eye. So yeah, I guess. It's not about making it, yes, but no. I wouldn't describe it that way, make the mind more peaceful. Shut up. St. John's wort or chamomile or valerian root. Make the mind more peaceful. Shalat's more about it has a whole bunch of extra minerals, and it decalcifies the pineal gland according to beliefs. Beliefs are powerful. Facts not so much. Facts are secondary to beliefs. What job do you have? So I'm a mystic. I'm a magic man, mystic. Basically, astral projection, I can do that. God, that's astral projecting. No, I want to astral project with you. He's your brother, Liam. Astral project. Yeah, you can leave your body and with your mind, remote view, go spy on people, stare at the Vatican, stare at the Pope, watch him playing in the bath, whatever he does, I don't know, go and raid Area 51, go look at all the technology, go to the moon, you can time as well. You can go and visit Mars 1,000 years ago. You can go anywhere your mind can conceive. Astral projection. So it's like when you have a lucid dream and you can fly, or you know it's a dream. You can do that in real life. You can actually leave your body and go and look at things. And it's 3D visuals. You can see in all directions simultaneously. Garth, mate, what job do you have? I'm a mystic, Isaac, I told you. A mystic. So if you want to know where my revenue comes from, the main revenue is my TikTok subscribers, gifts during TikTok lives, and I do one-on-ones, which is like, one-on-ones where I talk through things with people. So and then I also do readings, spirit guide readings, Akashic records, tell you about your past lives and your future lives. And they're happening at the same time. Everything's happening at the same time. You've got to climb out of the dream of reincarnation. Reincarnation, samsara, is a dream that God has. Why does God have that dream? So that God can know itself. If everything's everything, there's no differentiation. So God created a lot of differentiation. Do you make a lot of money from this? Relative to relative. I'm in South Africa. So refreshing to listen to knowing. Thank you, Conscious Awakening. So refreshing to have someone listening with that knowing. There's probably a lot of people here who can. I'm going to do it and watch you. Go for it. Go check out Taylor Swift's hilarious, by the way. One of the first things you do when you can astral project. You go watch her bath. Why? Because then everyone's going to say, first thing I did during astral project, and Taylor's going to get upset and say, Garth, why do you tell people that? And I'll be like, your special parts are blurry. It's like, why are Taylor Swift's special parts blurry when we astral project? I don't know, but Garth said that first. Ask him. And then it'll come back to me, and then Taylor will be like, Garth, seriously, did you say that? Say what? She has to say it. And I'll be like, how did you find out? You spying on me, bitch? I'd say, you're using your psychic prowess to listen to the whole planet at the same time and write us music we think you'll like. Taylor, you're quick with those songs. You're swift. Anyway, tell your dad I say hi. There's a planet psychic. Okay? There's a lot of psychic vampires out there. All your celebrities can hear all the thoughts. And that's what they use to inspire the movies and the music. And we're all like, oh, I like your stuff. I like that movie. That's why humans aren't falling for it. The movies are like the same shit on regurgitate. That's why they have to do basically nostalgia stuff now. Stranger Things, bring up the 80s again. The place didn't reboot like it was supposed to. It's supposed to do a Paulo Coelho thing, wipe our memories. But some mischievous asshole got into the workings and fucked with stuff. Oh, I'm confessing at the moment. That's why I'm saying this all out loud. One of you, Taylor's advisors, are you a no? No. Yes. She says yes. She says whether I like it or not. So she's listening. So Taylor's like, yeah, well, if you contribute to thought, you're an advisor, because Taylor listens to everything like me. See, so you imagine, once a person gets there, they're going to become famous and successful. I'm not going to do it the same way. I'm going to use all the people who used it to become famous. I'm using them like they used God. They did, technically. They all discovered themselves to be that, and then they climb onto a level where they know everything self. Things are much easier. It's much easier when you get there. So then naturally they'd make money or become famous. Then the Illuminati would approach them and say, listen, this is how it works. This is what the planet is. This is how the aliens work. This is when we're scheduled to do disclosure. These are, and basically give you a basic rundown of a timeless earth. You scare me. I scare a lot of people. But good thing is you're not a person. You're the divine nature in a person. Your person is your meat puppet. It's not a real thing, it's a puppet. And so the you is scared of its own shadow in me. Do you get what I'm saying? Your world is your shadow, it's a mirror of you. Until you know the self, other things will be good and bad. When you know the self, it'll all be is what it is. You're not real. No one's real. No, you're more of an NPC than me. I mean, I'm not in your life, am I? You're in my life. And you don't even have a picture. It's like, the irony is hilarious. Baba, are you talking about between other animals? Humans get sick on that shit. My world's a shadow and I'm not. No, you also. Well, the you that you identify with, Scar, is a shadow. Seeing the scar is a shadow. I'm saying the part of you that you identify with, if that's a scar, then yes, it's all a shadow. Good point. I know. I'm not real. Nope. You're a figment of your imagination. You're God dreaming a backstory. Favorite show, Rick and Morty. But I know I'm real. Sure. I am the only real one. That's no one can prove you wrong. So you reprogramming me. Did you program me to educate you? Did you project me to remind you? If we were just meat puppets, would it be normal you're wrong too? Baba, you Google it, you'll get sick. There's a disease that kicks in. I designed human flesh not to be eaten by other humans. God put a design there so you'll get sick. Just Google it. It's boring. That's a boring topic. You know? Anyway, let's move on. I am the main character. Yeah. Because you know main characters, that's one of their major qualities. They walk around saying, I'm the main character. Yeah, that's what I do. God, be careful. Thinking so much of some of this stuff, you are perfectly already and no one needs to prove. I know that, but I'm not talking to anyone. So I'm not trying to prove it to anyone. I'm only talking to myself. That's all I've done for 5 years. I won't talk to any other being ever again. I'll only speak to God for eternity. I'll only ever acknowledge myself ever again. Everything else can fuck off. Apparently demons and angels need an observer to collapse the waveform into a particle. If I dissipate my awareness, there's no observer. Just nothing but self. Impossible to attack me if you can't breathe. If you can't breathe, you can't think. If you can't think, you can't contemplate. You can't strategize, and I don't even need to strategize. The Sakini said, when your time is ready, you won't need to avoid the agents. You guys still the one, you know. Those who identify with the lesser nature, the lower selves, the egos, will be limited by physics, time and space. Those of us who've transcended time and space are forever and always have been. Once you get there, you know you've always been that. And those who aren't have forever to figure it out. Maybe not in this lifetime, maybe in the next. Or the next. Or the next. That you don't need anyone else. Language. That's a bad attitude. Fuck off, man. Bad attitude. You hear what I just said? I just explained the transcendental nature of everything being an illusion. Do you think God feels that way? He God's like, creation, I need it. No, it doesn't. God doesn't need creation. Creation needs God, right? And don't get fooled with creation and God being the same thing. They're not. One is an illusion and one is absolute reality. Reality is the illusion. God is absolute. What does that mean? My autism isn't real. No, everything is a placebo. This is my life. This is all mine. Oh, okay. That's how you feel about it. Are we lower forms of gods or are we God? Good question, Baba. I know the answer. Okay, wow, okay, I'm so sorry. Let me say you're perfect and don't need to prove anything because I'm so bad. Okay. I know that though. Thank you though, I appreciate you saying what I said, what I am. Thanks for the non-contribution to what I am. You see, once you get it, no one's actually saying you, and they're just, the versions of the parallels of them are arriving to mirror you. What is this guy on about? Isaac, rather don't announce your low IQ. Just listen for a while and try and make sense of it. There are dumb questions. I'm just kidding, there aren't. No dumb questions! Can you please explain? I'm genuinely interested, and I'm really interested in answering you. Anyway, no, you just spin everything others say to whatever you want. Is that what you do? Okay. You know what I mean, Jane? Because if others don't think I do that, you just think I do that because I do that with you. Doesn't mean I do that. I know, because I do it with you. And Baba. I'm also doing it with Baba, but I'm not answering Baba. Remember, I'm a mystic. So I it's like being a doctor. And you're like, yeah, so tell me what's wrong with my knee. I'm like, well, tell me what's wrong. Well, my knee's got this. And I'm like, I know what that is. I know that. I studied that in the 7th year of medical school. Well, tell me, what? Free advice from a doctor? Fuck off. I'm a professional. It took me a long time. I still got a student loan I got to pay off. You know how much my student loan is? So I'm sorry, I don't do... half the time I'm just like, fuck you, give me some of your fake money so I can pay my student loan. I'm not giving you my wisdom for free. Half the time. You know how much my debt is? My student loan. I'll tell you right now. And this is me being real. What is Earth's debt? It's my student loan. Fuck. It's a big money. You gotta pay it all back. In other words, you've heard my claim about the planet's debt. That it's possible that it shouldn't be in debt to itself. But I'll take that as my student loan. And at the same time, is Earth up for sale? If it's in debt to itself, who's it in debt to? Who can I offer another solar? You know, it's equivalent value to. You can't find that being. Therefore, the planet can't be in debt to its own demons. Oh, it is. It's in debt to its own demons. Fuck. You're going to need a specialist to come help you. That's me. So my student loan is the planet's debt. I have to pay that back. I don't leave Earth until the debt's positive, which means I'm going to esoterically educate every sentient being, and I'm not going anywhere until it's done. And then the planet won't be in debt to itself, to its demons, to its illusion, to its mind. Humans are in debt to its mind, yes. And other humans are responsible because they have the money, but they didn't design the systems that make everyone subservient to themselves. What? To yourself, not to the money, or the illusionary society, or the culture you live in. If you only do that with me and no one else, would that not imply I have power over you? You would be now telling me how your rational mind tries to manipulate yourself and others through a reversal psychology. So, do you want to keep manipulating yourself and others? Or do you want to get sincere, and then maybe I might actually answer your questions in future? You're still below 50% light, which is why I'm not answering you. You still manipulate the mind. You don't have a thing of sincerity in you, Jane, which is why I'm being this way with you. I'm mirroring you. It wouldn't do you a service for me to get sincere. You would still have a cynicalness about me, and it would harm you more. So I'm just meeting you at your level. I meet everything at its level. You'll notice that about God. What's a placebo? I don't know. I took one once. Didn't have an effect. I appreciate you sharing the truth with the collective. Thank you, Ethereal Esper Empress. Thank you. And you. You know in your silentest moments where you see the wholenessness of it all. You're doing the same thing when I'm jabbering. So we are you and you are I. Everything is a reflection, yes. Energy. Take it impersonal. Make it impersonal. Energy. Everything is your energy reflected. Everything, either a shadow or reflected. It depends how you want to look at it. Superstructure, it's a shadow. If you want to go a micro, it's a mirror. If you meet it at its level, it's a mirror. If you go to your God nature, everything is your shadow, including the you that you identify with. And it's mind. It's the mind. Your mind is the shadows of God's mind. And if you want to hear God's mind, you have to be quiet. Here as well. Wait, so we're related. The whole planet's inbred at this point. Yes, the whole planet's related to itself. After 84, everyone just is inbreeding. That's why the stepbrother videos are so popular. When you think someone is being mean, talk to yourself. You're not talking to me. You're going to now go and add some psychological philosophy to me that you should be adding to yourself, Jane. I try to teach the same people. you do though. You do. Your biggest effect on people isn't they don't come back to you and tell you. If real, they'll absorb your techniques and your philosophies and give you no credit. Barely even cognitize that they've done that with you. A lot of the people you have conflict with, let's get your name right here. Ethereal Princess, Emperor Empress, the people you have conflict with, just steal out of your bag of tricks. Your logic, your reason, the way you go back and forth, what you're trying to do, what you say. They'll argue you, contradict you, and take that exact thing you said and use it in their world. So know that your biggest fans don't know that you're fans, but they've become more you than themselves. You got that. And isn't everything you? So even your ego's winning. They don't know. So I could have a brother. Made it around, sun again, radar, happy birthday! That's so cool. That's so rad. You do not know me through. I'm psychic. I know everybody. I can read their Akashic records. It's different. I know more because these lives. It's different. I know more because these lives. Cool. Then fine. I'm not arguing with you about you. And you don't need me to confirm or contradict you. So, Jane, if you're content with you and my opinion doesn't have any valid effect on you, you can stop discussing. I'm assuming. We'll pretend I'm assuming. We'll pretend you're not assuming that I'm assuming. That I'm not psychically accurate. And I don't know what's best for you when it comes to me. Okay, cool, Jane, cool. We'll pretend God doesn't know what's best for him. You're very obsessed with you, Garth. Is that supposed to mean something or do something or imply something? Who are you obsessed with? You should be obsessed with yourself. You know the self. There's nothing else to know. So if I'm obsessed with Garth, I'm right. Me, Garth, you, Jane. Swing from tree to tree or meme to meme. 5-dimensional shadow world to 5-dimensional shadow world. Do you admit you're wrong? How can I be wrong? I literally embody God. God damn it. How can you be wrong? Nobody's wrong, actually. Nobody's actually wrong. We're not going to get into that. Could I be a dinosaur then? He's trying to empower you. You're missing it. See? Actually, a lot of people here get it. Do you believe in reality shifting? All the time. All the time. Mandela effects. Real-time Mandela effects. Miracles, yes. It's what we're studying right now. I'm glad it works for you. Jane, if it doesn't work for you, change. Every variable that you'd say about me, Jane, just gently turn it around and say, do you entertain those qualities at all? If so, do they benefit you? If not, change. Don't try and brush in front of my door. Brush in front of yours. But you have to be honest with yourself. Otherwise, your ego is going to think that you lost something. It's not who's right, Jane. It's what's right. Rise above it. And yes, I'm poking the ego on purpose. I believe in you, Jane. You can make that ego of yours disappear at will. And rise to the occasion. Yeah, I did that on purpose, Jane. I'm sorry. That last one was hey, ego, come on, man, you pathetic ego. Hold your breath. Ego's like, I need to breathe. That's how my mind works. If I stop breathing, the mind will stop working. Okay. I don't use my mind. I don't breathe. I'm not dualistic. All my nature is in balance with itself. I need breaths, I need thinking, I need a back and forth, I need someone else to validate my self-definition. You don't. I know, but I'm a habit. I know, but you can change that habit. How? By learning from me. I like you too. That was me talking to the whole ignorant. There's that 17% of the planet. I was talking to it personally, and it likes me. I held it. I literally did my thing with it, proved my point, and then held position. And it was like yeah, usually if the guy's like this, I'm disapproving of you, disapproving of me, and then usually the being will go, oh, okay, and I'm like, what? Hold what with what? Who are you looking at? Exactly the self. And so that 17% gets it now, and I am now a world teacher. Yeah, okay, either I'm the crazy comedian guy who thinks that, or it's true, we're going to find out. And I've been doing this for 5 years, so. Meaning, I'm gathering momentum. When we reality shift, do we enter the mind of another God collective? No, you realize you are the total. There are no collectives. Collective is a shadow self. It's like saying, I know low tide because I'm high tide. But wait, at high tide, you can't see the low tide mark. See? So you'll be high tide. You'll know low tides make up high tide. Or they are, you know low tides, many, but you know high tide. You know God. You know yourself as God. And like nature becomes that. It becomes every symbolism, everything taking place is that truth waiting for you to realize it. We live in a world that is a promise of our awakening to our God nature. So moon, sun, there's 108 earths from the moon, there's 108 suns from the sun. It's impossible. The ebbing and flowing, there's variables in our reality that's impossible. Unless it was the mind of God in a holding pattern, in a 4D holding pattern. It'd be a great place to, I don't know, birth souls or give God an origin story. Can I read more of desire to be? Do you meditate at all, finding bliss? Do I believe in anything outside of myself? No, it's illusion, Jane. Everything outside of yours, even you, including Garth, is an illusion. Physicality is not real. It's an illusion. So these things, these false idols we occupy ourselves with, they nod to our true nature, but it's not. Your relationship with yourself creates the world. You've just been doing it ass about face. In other words, you are first cause, Jane, from your point of view. Yeah, Jane, get a one-on-one. I'll explain it to you slowly, with no egos around. Don't need to explain to God. Look at you. I know, but I'm actually just flaring your thing up. It's your blind spot that I'm exaggerating. Exaggerating it. You're not this bad. You're not bad at all. You're perfect, Jane, relative to yourself. Yeah. You're literally God dreaming an origin story. And you dreamt this obnoxious dude in your space. I don't know why you dreamt me. I don't know why your soul agreed to come here. Wait, hold on. Let me answer. Oh, because you got a lot of this. You got a lot of people who've irritated you. And fuck them. They don't exist. And you need to know that. You're wasting your time talking to shit that doesn't appreciate you. You, Jane, will get you, feel you without talking. Therefore, they won't be abrasive and you know what I'm trying to say. You've got a tribe in there. I'm not going to say out there, it's in you. It all comes down to aligning with yourself. Being true to you. I know it sounds like a lot of contradiction. But I wasn't talking from your point of view then. I was talking from my point of view only. So those who get it can sharpen, and those who don't get it can become intrigued. It's a great sales technique. I embrace what the collective ego thinks. Because it's fun to play like that. You lean into it. You don't go, no, ego, no. You go, yeah, ego, you're right. It's what you think. It's money hungry. In other words, you meet ego where it is. Illusion hungry. Money's the illusion we'll work with if you want to work there. And if you go above the illusion, I'll go above the illusion and work there. But if I read a person is still dealing with reality as if it was real, then it's money. You exchange money for my wisdom. And my wisdom, 25 years of studying this shit, it includes not eating, fasting, buying books, and not paying my rent and then getting evicted, Basically nothing was more important in the last 25 years other than me discovering what I know and studying what I know. So if others have to make a small sacrifice to interface with me, I'm like, big fucking deal. It's a small price to pay compared to what I went through to be me. Know your value. And then add some fucking tax. Hi, please carry my name because it's my birthday and you're my favorite TikToker. Sage, you got it! S to the A to the D to the E to the E to the A, Sage, let's go! And happy birthday, by the way. It was Radar's birthday today as well. Can you explain what being true to me or to you? You do meditate. Okay, brilliant. The out breath. In breath, just the sensation of the nostrils. Expand the out breath as long as you possibly can. It'll cause you to expand your consciousness to the point of encapsulating other. Anything that you consider as other, it'll encapsulate it. It'll be part of the inner world of it. And you don't want your attention. Meditating is actually you stopping your attention. And by extending the out-breath, you'll expand your consciousness to include others, and I will not need validation. I won't need acknowledgement. Good question. It's a lot of people needed to hear that question and that answer. How do I lose the need for that dude, finding this, listening, my videos do that. Humans use facial expressions to judge whether we're good with each other or not, or whether we can manipulate each other or not. So if a person does this, it fucks with you. And so I do that for those who are still fuckable with, so they can transcend that, because they can stop doing it to themselves and others. Playing one of the 4 games, Paul, me, aloof, criticizer, or aggressive, to themselves and others. And then the ones who can see that I'm doing that will go, it's funny, you see what he's doing there. He's controlling his ego at will. Because normally your emotional body and your mental body are interlocked. My personality, it's all it knows. Genetic, karmic blockage, karmic constipation. A being has to meditate so it can separate its emotional body from its mental body. You expect from people without caring about the connections a bit. Oh, Jane. I'll meet you there. It was so nicely said. Jane, you got me in my feelings. I heard you. It was so, you see, she said a horrible thing, as nice as possible. Yeah, we would consider that criticism. You just want, not give nothing, you don't connect. And now with that said, you said it so nicely. You didn't say it the way that I just said it. That's the way I would hear it. The way you said it was, you expect without any connection. I mean, a bit was you saying you actually said it, you wanted to deliver it nicely. Jane, that was so love. That was love. Now hear yourself. Connect to yourself. Jane, you got me. You asking, your soul is saying, I want stuff from the world, but I won't connect to myself. I can feel that. You're so cool. That was so love. See, that to me is the strength in the openness. So if I go and tell you the answer now, and you go, oh yeah, you're right, I do. It's about connecting to myself. You're telling yourself you want to connect to yourself more and more. That's what this is all about. And it's like, you're not going to get anything else from God unless you go inwards, because that's where God is. You're talking to me, you're talking to a par level of your own ignorance. And enlightenment. I'll meet you in the middle. Jane, I'll meet you in the middle. That's all I can do. All God can do is meet you in the middle and give you clues by making you run through the simulation with God. Hi, it's me. You run the simulation, I turn the thing back on you, and then you go, it's all me and me. Yeah, you're born alone, you die alone. And if you can discover this, you never have to die again, really, basically. You never die. It's already a dream illusion, but you can actually wake the illusion so it no longer takes place. Memories don't need to be wiped. You can stay eternal. That's the light within us, is definitely. What is your favorite fortnight? Don't know. Is That's almost not a real relationship if you have to be God and I'm the dumb, stupid student. Fuck, Jane. You in relation to you alone. You just said that to God. You're telling us what your fucking problem is. Okay? You won't harmonize with God. There has to be you and other. Turn it on yourself. What you just said to me, you're not doing for you. God, you want stuff from me, you're not connecting. You're not connecting to you. That's why you said that to me. Everyone else got that, right? Jane. And the part of you where you asked the question that I would normally take as a criticism, but you said it nicely. I was impressed with that. I'm getting on your nerves. It is Jane, though, isn't it? But you don't want to get on my nerves. You're actually trying to understand. And that was actually stupid. So you see, you actually embodied what you said. That's the most not real relationship. If you're God and I'm a dumb student. See, that very statement made you your own dumb student of yourself. Now, turn it around and can spend more time connecting. Honor yourself. Honor your connection with yourself. Otherwise, you're going to see more of what you're not in others. Are not. So both. It's the cusp. It's where you're going to meet yourself. Going inwards and studying yourself. Instead of going, okay, Garth, I think you're right. I must honor the self more, be more authentic, and connect with my true self so I know myself. You're going to go, yeah, but you don't. I'm an illusion. Don't compare yourself to me. That's dumb and dumber. You compete against yourself. You discover yourself is God. If you compete with God, God's just your power level. God will never overwhelm you. God will wait for you to meet you at your level. I'm just here to help facilitate that. You say you're God, and what do you mean by that, with all respect? What do you mean? What is God? What is God? With all due respect. What is God? What is everyone's definition of that? Is it some made-up thing that they agree with because everyone else talks about it all the time? Half the planet thinks it's a made-up term. That there's no actual personality that created everything. The other half's like, yes, it is a personality. And now, who are we really talking to? Which half are we talking to? What does it mean when I repeatedly see? I know that. I'm not competing with you. I promise I might lose. I'm just interacting. Yeah, but your interaction is poor me. So when you said I'm a student, you did a poor me. You know what poor me, aloof, aggressive, and criticism is? Read the Celestial Prophecy and don't turn that on me. I'm telling you about you and your relationship with you. Okay? There's nothing to do with me. I'm ascended, I'm transcended, I'm enlightened, I'm not here. You're talking to yourself. So you within yourself need to know the self. Do you remember that phrase, know the self? So read the Celestial Prophecy, stop framing things as poor me, aggressive, aloof, or critical. Frame it as, read the book and then you can frame it. Otherwise your karma is staring at you and then you're judging yourself. Your karma is you. The way you perceive is your karma. What you see in me is you. What you see in others is you. Learn the self, fix the perception, you fix your God sight. Until then, don't have the tools to actually perceive. No, I mean, why do you, I always say it. Lemon, I'd ask you, what does God mean to everybody? To you, first of all. What does God mean to you, Lemon? So if I asked to answer the question, where would I answer it? Whose definition of God would I be answering? Lemon. So you say, what's your definition? My definition is the singularity of the definition. All definitions simultaneously. Now, I can't answer all definitions of God simultaneously other than being this guy, which is a combination of knowing it, diving into it and swimming in it and then walking on it and then diving back in it again and then climbing back on top and then shaking myself off and then diving back in. The mind. I can walk on the mind, I can dive into the mind. Us interfacing is mind. We're not the mind. You might falsely identify with the mind and create karma through that process. Not sub only, sub! Brandy! Thank you. That's rad, dude. No, but you contribute as well. You also contribute. Everyone who listens contributes to what I'm saying. I don't think I free flow with a collective vibration. Hence the voice of God, if there was one on the planet. Not the Pope, that's for sure. He's no voice of God. I am talking to you, you're right here, silly. No, you're talking to your karma, Jane. Your karma is, right? Unity field, you're not talking to another. Jane, if you think I'm another, then you think God is another. That's fine. That'll explain your karmic constipation. You externalize your God. If you externalize your God, you're going to incur karmic constipation. You end up praising your limitations. Because if you externalize your God, that thing starts where your limitations start. And so therefore you're going to go to your God every day with your limitations and say, Lord, I want to put energy into my limitations. You don't externalize your God. Because then you'll stop talking to it all the time. Internalize it and you're in a permanent conversation with yourself. If that seems like too much work, I don't fucking care. Then you're a pathetic human whose ego sucks. I'll antagonize the illusionary part of you so that you embrace the eternal part of yourself. That's why I created the egos. Why would you assume that everyone else is a student though? Well, I'm not here asking you questions. I'm not learning from you. You're not claiming to be a transcendental ascended master. James Redfield, yeah. I'm not the only one. No. I am, but that's got to do with physics and superpositions. There's only one being. If you guys think you're other beings, then that's the difference between us. I know you're all me. I know everything is me. And there's lots more, like 84% of the planet knows everyone is themselves. They just don't give a fuck. Or lazy, or don't, what am I supposed to do with it? And talk to myself. Extroverts are like, all I do is talk to myself. Introverts are like, I'm never talking to myself. It's awkward. It's awkward when you talk to me. Don't talk to me. And in between that, there's no real communication. There's just peer pressure. Status quo. The science. What's been established until it's changed. So the establishment is actually a demon because it's like leeches were part of the establishment. Your science 100 years from now. Sup, spiritually upgraded. Do you believe in tarot readings? They're accurate, yeah. Everything is divination. Everything is a reflection. If I throw something, it's going to reflect me. If I pull cards, they're going to reflect me. I think you're another person and we're also connected too. You can think whatever you want, Jane. Also, why do you keep calling me pathetic if you're the same person? Exactly. Why does pathetic affect you for the same person? Oh, and because you identify. Because you identify with the illusion? Jane, if you're yapping a bit, if you believe God is within you, tarot is channeling from the source within, yeah? Divination. And Muhammad, peace be upon him, that's how he learned. God said, read. He's like, I can't. He's like, read. And it basically meant read your environment as a reflection of you. Just like Buddha, you know? No ways you believe in that nonsense. What's your philosophy? Love this. I can interact. What's up, Randy? So it's mean not to answer the question. Do you know what I mean? Like he goes, what are you yapping about? Instead of answering him, you go, that's mean. Do you see how you're both doing the same thing to each other at the same time? It takes you to acknowledge that half. Remember Jesus said he chose the better portion? You could have gone both ways on his thing. He could have actually said, what are you talking about? You could have translated that. Instead you decide to lean into the mean. Therefore you're not answering him. Therefore you're being mean. Do you see the paradox? So what should I have done? Nothing. I'm just letting you know that's the paradox here. That's your current karmic situation. Those are your mirrored situations. To either transmute it by taking the higher thing, by choosing to hear yourself in others and not be offended. I'm trying to teach you that this entire time, Jane. All I've been trying to teach you this entire time. that the world will meet you at your power level. So stop making it the excuse for yourself. Or others. So anything you see in others is how God sees you. So then don't turn the teaching on me, Jane. Apply the teaching to yourself. You can be right or free. If you apply it to me, you're going to be attached. You won't be free. Take the teaching, turn it inwards, apply it, transcend. No, Garth, I want to stay here and argue with my shadow. Well, I'm not entertaining that anymore. Thank you, Jane. Damn, he's good. Thank you. Whoever thought, a lot of you thought that. I know I'm good. You know, if someone's really good at something and you say they're good, do they have to thank you for thanking them for being good? Haven't they really put enough effort in? You know, how many egos can celebrate the egos? I can celebrate egos. Egos are good, egos are good. I can call it. I don't get insecure. If somebody could do something great, I say it's great. My ego marvels at it and feeds on it. It doesn't feel diminished. Why can't I apply it to you too? Shouldn't it be for us both? Yeah, and as long as you try and apply it to us both, you will stay where you are. So that's all I can do now. You're on your own now, Jane. Just you and your balanced moods, your equal happiness and sadness. They make you feel like you're going nowhere. Okay. Did my bit, planted my seeds. Because his progress moves you. Brandy! Yo! You just displayed an amazing level of perception. I did not know there were people perceiving that. Yeah, that's one thing I do half the time, is underestimate how far people have come on this journey while I've been on the journey. Like, everyone's been doing their own incubating and meditating and discovering, and I wake up to a brand new planet that I have to discover every day. It changes that much. Mandela effects, left, right, and center. God, there's a good Celestial Prophecy. Have you got it, Lulu? Celestial Prophecy. It's all you ever really need. Everything will fall into those 9 insights. And everything, it's the 9 dimensions. You can return to Christ consciousness, your God self, just applying that philosophy. Just don't play the 4 characters. You'll read about it. Don't play the 4 characters. Acknowledge that the opposite of the 4 characters are also quite pathetic. And balance yourself. You balance your eternal relationship with yourself. And then you become a singularity, a slipstream, and you can wake your dream. And you become the meek who inherit it. You inherit the universe. You go back to being God. And all that desire, all the things we think we want, are actually symbolic nods at us forgetting that we're God. We actually don't want stuff. We're not human. We're eternal soul. How do you apply what we know? How do we apply what we know your internal reality? Your internality is your externality. They're one and the same. See, you're still thinking in terms of arguments, Jane. How is that not a bad argument? See, you're framing everything as a conflict. So we know how you deal with inside. You're in conflict. So I've known that since you got here. That's not a good argument. I'm not arguing. I'm telling you how it is. Yeah, but you don't know. You got to apply it to yourself. How does that work? Because your external reality is a holographic balance of you, mirrored, meet you in the middle. It's not a back and forth. It's not a give and take. It's a simultaneous experience. Yeah, but no, that's all but. And after that, I'm not talking to you anymore for free. Because you enjoy being irritating. Am I irritating you now, Garth? Mm-hmm. No, just you want to be. Now I can sense that, so I'm like, I'll say it soon, so you feel like you achieved your thing, and then I feel like I've displaced your intent. If you had pure intent, I couldn't do that to you. Literally everyone and everything is a teacher. Amen. If you're smart. Very smart. And you know you're everything. Because then your next lesson is waiting for you to accept. To not treat is as such counterproductive. To not treat it as such is counterproductive. But what about the law of polarization that says the opposite of anything true is also true? I raise you one illusionary abuse for a law of polarization. You just called out illusionary abuse, and I'm calling out the opposite's also true. I'm not going to compete with you. Good. My ego doesn't like that. No, really, I know, so it doesn't matter. If I say good and my ego doesn't like that, then stop. Silence. Let's move on. If anyone's ego has anything to say to me, I'm going to sense it. And my ego will appear. I'll meet your ego at your ego's level. See, now what I'm doing now is I'm teaching you what you already believe. See, that's a core belief in everybody. I'm saying it out loud. Why? Because I'm meeting everyone at their lesson. That's the lesson everyone would teach me if they had anything to teach. But if you know everything, reality will meet you at your par level. Now, for those of you who can take what I just said and internalize it, well done. And those of you who can't, does your ego need another bash? I don't know. I'm in class with the kids that disrupt. Bon jovial. That is literally gaslighting, girly. Then word it how you want to say it. So basically, if you're saying that's gaslighting, you're saying I'm a victim of others and there's nothing they can do about it. Talk about gaslighting. I could see it differently, but I'm going to choose to see it this way, so you gaslit me. Wow, that's a double down on the gaslit. Wow. I could perceive you different, but I'm going to perceive you the way I want to, so I'm a victim. That's you, Jane. I'm going to perceive everyone I want the way I want, so that they are enmeshed in me, and they have to deal with me. You literally represent the thing that we're escaping. The codependent, illusionary relationship with Maya. Wow, thanks, Lulu. Because your higher self's lending itself to this, Jane. Not Lulu, that Jane. You're lending yourself to this. You volunteered to make an example of yourself. I'm just stating my opinions. I mean, it's not that deep. You don't got to... See, now you go, it's not that deep. From gaslighting to it's not that deep. Fuck, you're a work of art, aren't you, Jane? Everyone learn from her. She's a masterclass. Because someone would have done this to her at some point. So she's doing it to everyone else. It's gaslighting, but it's not that deep. It's like, it's as serious as not serious as I make it, so I'm in charge of the first cause. Jane, you got to go inwards. Find your balance with yourself. Okay, everyone does to some degree. We can all agree on that, right? She did a double down gaslight. She did a double down singularity gaslight. And then topped it with a cherry of, it's not that serious. Threw the word gaslight around, and then said, not that serious. After the gaslight was thrown around, it was a double, triple gaslight right there. And then afterwards, the narcissist arrived when they said, it's not that serious. We're all narcissists, don't get that wrong. It's all about us. But Jane, this is my life. So if you're going to try and make it about you and my life, I'm going to make it about everybody. I'm going to use you as the lesson. So, but also, thank you. A part of you does know. Another part of you is still, in story mode with you and others. A back and forth. A give and take. It's so 3D. The real ones know better. You guys are just all about seeming better than me, but you don't listen to what I'm actually saying, because you can't even hear what you're actually saying, Jane. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. You don't listen to you, and you expect others to listen to you. Jane, it's true. Yes, everyone's agreeing, Jane. And then you try and double up gaslight to make yourself important. That's narcissism at its best. And you know the story of narcissist. There were sirens called Echo who tried to lure Narcissus to his death. So instead he became enamored with his own reflection. So you're right, Jane. Don't fall in love with the echoes. Everybody's an echo. Fall in love with your own reflection. Go inwards. I never said I was a saint. How do you see that? Guys, stop everyone here. This is classical enmeshed trauma bonding relationship. where she'll go, gaslight, da-da-da, 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 you think you're better, da-da-da. I never thought I was I never claimed to be anything special. So it goes from insult, compliment to, it's all over the place. And what all ends up happening is, if you're in a relationship with someone like that, you have to push reset or you fucked. And every time you push reset, you're ignoring the fact that you weren't sincere with each other or yourselves in the relationship. Hence, the relationship becomes a karmic lesson of better self-maintenance. So now, you see, everyone's going to have that if they prioritize their external relationships first. You got to prioritize your internal relationship first. Then that goes away. That's not a problem. It becomes amusing. Because nothing illusionally affects your eternal nature. Internal, eternal, same thing. What's that? The idea that I must have, Bon Jovi, you gotta really get over that. You know what I'm saying? Because there were lifetimes where, oh man, you don't know that you don't know, and you can be horrible. I've been horrible. That's actually, it's a lot more of it's forgiving yourself as well as others. That's why the easy realization is that it's all you. Because then you're forgiving others very quickly, and then the forgiving of the self, you can, if you don't want to forgive yourself as easily as you forgave others, you can go about making reprimands. You can go about doing as much good as you supposedly did bad. If I'm not mistaken, that's a bodhisattva. You should be able to forgive yourself as well as you forgive others and transcend reality. And because you can't, there's a part of you that wants to stay until all beings are liberated. You remind me of myself. You remind me of the babe. You remind me of the babe. Just leave the life. There is no point in arguing with him. She's not arguing. I don't argue with myself. God, I'm in harmony. I don't argue. I illustrate and educate. I know everything. Jane doesn't claim to know everything, so she is learning. Beautiful. You're a beautiful reflection, MSG. Sup? Why are you so obsessed with making everyone be punished? Answer the question. I never knew that story. Sup, Alison? Just leave and take the L. I didn't see she was losing. Yeah, leave and take the L. Go try and start a codependent, abusive relationship with someone else. Go trauma bond somewhere else. No, stay here. Anyway, Garth, if I'm you and you're seeing all this in me, aren't you a narcissist too? Yes. It's all about me. I'm God, remember? I built you and everything else. You just don't narcissist as well as I do. You still think you're real. I can strategize better because I can appear and disappear at will, and I can feel where you can't disconnect. I've been trying to help you with that this whole time. I've actually been loving you this whole time. I've been doing nothing but what I would want done for me if I was in your energetic condition. Earth, you fucking hear me? I'm talking to everything. I know I'm talking to Jane, but I'm only having one conversation with eternity. I'm doing what I would do if I was God and I was in everyone else's situation. What do you think God would do for you? Probably introduce you to yourself and tell you to fuck off and go make bliss. That's funny. Hi, you God. Okay, here, this is how you God again. Remember, cool, can you miracle, cool, rat, I'll leave you alone. Go find another planet to have fun on. Go make another planet happy. This is my planet to make happy. God, do you know how to fix a cassette player? Definitely. You kick the shit out of it with your heel. Just fucking kick it. Click her pick. It's a ghost account. Energy vampire troll. I know who it is as well. I know who the Jane person is. Like, I'm just been fucking around. That's the beauty of being psychic online. You know everything and you can... Remember when Crystal first did the thing for my videos? And she's like, and he plays with the trolls and the da-da-das. Because trolls are trying to get an impact on your mind or your emotions. So you can feign emotional mental interface. And then they will follow that around like a cat following a laser. Or a guy who can't keep his eyes up. Sorry, we can put a piece of wood under my thing so I can just look at you in the face and stop looking at the brute all the time. It's like a fucking laser. I can never get enough of them. I spend my whole life not being able to keep my eyes up, but I still want to get that laser. Do you know who I am, Garth? Garth, what's my favorite? No, everybody's nobody. That's who you are. Everybody's nobody. If you've got a backstory, a fabricated backstory created in Maya, I'm not fucking interested. Yeah, I know, thanks. High fives. Aliens just gave me a high five for that. Your world's a fucking meat grinder. It's a fucking death birth cult. You guys die and give birth. Get your memories wiped and get your taxes raised, and your alien overlords laugh in your face. Kamala. Do you just see us as NPCs? It doesn't matter how I see you. How do you see yourself? You self-entitled nothing. Ethereal. Does God see us as MP3s? Do you say MP3s? Yeah. Yeah, why did I say that? I don't know. Does God see us as NPCs? The absolute. Oh, half of us don't believe in God. Well, then that thing doesn't believe in you. What do you believe in? Pathetic. Because whatever you believe in is nothing compared to that thing. So you got what you believe in believing in you. I've got what I believe in believing in me. Thumb war! To the death! Jesus, stop it. Nothing. You're fucking trying to crucify me. Fuck with them as long as I want, right? Hey, think if they, I don't do anything. The Pharisee said I must. Oh, I see. Now we're going to do the Mr. Blue thing. Mr. Me Seeks. Mr. He made me do it. He made me, she made me do it. She had 2,000 years to figure it out. 1,000 lifetimes. I'm asking you personally, not myself. You're not myself. And I'm telling you personally that I don't know, what's the question? What do you see us as? I'm telling you that you don't pay, you don't get an answer. I'm not going to be real with you, basically. I'm going to be as real, unreal as you are. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give you facetious answers, real, sincere answers, and you've got to learn discernment. How do I learn discernment? By only speaking truth. Being the same person you are to yourself, to everybody. That's how you take the mask and put it on. Take the mask off, put the mask on, become your own hero to yourself, be authentic. Don't wear a mask. Doesn't make any sense what I just said. The mask in Ace Mask with Jim Carrey is low-key. Idrisil, the tree. Everyone has a connection to the 5D reality, to trees. Jane, you get this, right? Tarzan, trees, Jane, Idrisil, Christ, mass consciousness, tree, Christmas tree. Oh my God. You guys should do IQ exercises. You can up your IQs. Everything I'm saying will make so much sense. You'll think in infinite parallels. Throws down crown, storms out, I'm done with this shit. Yeah, sure, throws down crown, storms out, I'm done with this shit. What do you see us as? For money, which is subject. Listen, he sees us as nothing because he is nothing. Amen. Do you get? Yeah. See, now I'm answering your, not the, and you get it. So I'm agreeing with you. Otherwise, if someone else has said it and they thought they didn't get why an NPC is a karma node, my karma governs NPCs. You guys, karma governs all the other NPCs. Therefore, God governs the NPCs. Therefore, the NPCs are God. Therefore, it's not an insult. It's a transcendental truth. Brilliant, by the way, to you. That was brilliant. That's a little weird. Why would we need to discern your words for you? Because you're not sincere with yourself. The gift of discernment is a gift you get when you're sincere with yourself. The degree to which you're sincere with yourself, you see the world. I'm going to force you sincere. Because we crucify the insincere tonight. That's what this is. It's a 4D crucifixion. But it's happening energetically, so don't worry. No one actually has to die. You die to your idea of the possibility of death. That's pretty funny. That's a good one, actually. You can't just say what you mean. Why you guys say I need to be careful what I say? Why are you giving advice to NPCs? I don't know. So you talk to you, I have to give you, to talk to you. No. You can talk to me. It's just I'm not going to do my job if I'm not getting paid. Right? I'm going to have fun. I'm going to pay myself with my entertainment. By me entertaining myself with funny answers. And I'm answering people directly as well. The ones who are listening the way I'm listening. Yeah, it's simple. An NPC would understand it. No, wait. If you weren't here, you would understand if you weren't an NPC. See, because I can go, you would understand it if you weren't an NPC. I'd be like, NPCs get it. You see, it's about inflection. You have to hear each other. What we intend, not what we deceive. But we're not yes, you are, because you're different to different people and yourself. Therefore, there's no continuity. There's no continuity. There's no unity. There's no unity. There's no God. So be true. Know the self. Be true to the self. Show everyone the same thing, and your universe will align with you. We know this. P-Day, thank you. Love you. Does all this really matter? I'm already myself. Wow, well done. Well, then you should know what I do. I know, and you should be able to do miracles. Can you levitate? Can you teleport? Can you remote view? Have you had a conversation with the Galactic Council yet? Have they given you basic income? All that happens when you get your shit together. That's not right, God, to make them pay. You make jokes at them. It is right, Jane. Because I'm paying myself to be here right now. So what am I paying myself for? To keep Garth amused. Why? Well, he's got an inner child that's healing. So I'm paying myself to look after myself so that I can heal my inner self while paying off my school fees and educating the planet. I'm a fucking amazing dynamic being. And Jane, thanks, by the way. If you and I had set this up, you couldn't play your role better. Not, but why does that matter? No, but why does that matter? I know why it matters, but I'm not answering you. You know what I mean? I'd answer you if you valued the subject. And I know you don't value it, which is why I'll charge you. Does financial debt impact the after physical reality experience, or does it impact reincarnation? Your belief about it is the answer. Thank you. So I was like, I looked at all my answers, all the answers, and then I was like, you see, the answers change the thing. Your belief about it is what counts. And then Platon's like, good answer, God. I'm like, thanks. We are all the same. Amen. So bold. Thank you. There is no difference. Amen. I'm being FR. Yeah. For real, I know. So therefore, there's nothing I can do for you or say to you that will be new or original. That's why I don't want to waste my time. You know what I mean? I'd rather have fun, be facetious. Basically, you don't have to be compliant to be liked by yourself. This has been humorous and enlightening, thank you, but more concerning than anything for humanity. Oh yeah, I know. Because humanity has two paradigms, and I'm not even going to let one paradigm beat the other paradigm. I'm going to change sides until both paradigms have a stalemate, and then I'm going to take over. God, just tell them you're ready. Okay, I did it in 2017. I'm just pretending that I'm doing it now. It's always now. And then when you guys catch up with that, you can escape your little prison, your little mirror prison, your little fucking hospital, your school, what you want to call it. Okay, 3D. Those who want to come to 5D, you got to learn, and we'll teach you. And those who don't, fine, no worries, live your life. Go climb in bed, eat the blue pill, go to sleep, forget you ever spoke to me. That's the perfect scam, guy. I know, unless it was real. Then it's also brilliant. Because then I can hear whoever's cynical and whoever's not cynical. And then the cynical, you get what I'm saying? Cynical ones, as they get cynical, they get charged more. The less cynical get it for free. That's what my gran used to do she had a mobile disco, and she would charge according to the person. Like, the person would go, I want a disco. And then the disco would be a fundraiser, and that person was thinking of keeping the money. And then my gran would be, I'm charging this much. She's psychic as well. And then that person would be like, they want a disco, and they really did want to raise money and give it to the thing. And the person who asks her has good intent. She's like, just make sure there's some chips and cool drinks for my daughters. So she'll just make sure they have to just sort me out some food, and it's fine, don't worry about it. I'll do it for free. She would judge according to that. I always wanted to be like a comedian who was famous so that I could charge according to my intuition. But now I'm a psychic who, a mystic who can now give or not give information and or charge depending on, you get what I'm saying? The degree to which the degree to which you guys can finish your own sentences. I know you're going to disagree and argue and say it all falls back to me. You see yourself above us now. Are you psychic? Very. I know you're going to disagree and argue and say it all falls back to me. Do I need to though? Because you did. You said it. So you agree. It all falls back to you. You need to pay to talk to me. No, you don't. You just need to pay to get any actual useful information out of me. Or you need to have a above 50% relationship with it. And then some people who have above 50% relationship are still going to pay because they understand how this all works. They understand that it affects everyone, it affects me, it affects everyone. I give the money to it. Everything's affecting everyone all the time. So there's 4 quadrants. Yes and no, and then contradiction to yes and no. Do you like other people? What country am I? You think people are real? Project. So that's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm talking about. How do you know you're not just another NPC in someone else's game? Because I've met the being that created everything. And it explains how my father's house has many mansions. And even though I facilitate other people's dreams, I am the ultimate dreamer. Give me a better answer, Garth. No, I'm happy with that answer. It's a good answer. Garth, you're fried. Troll, yeah. I can still be quite successful though. A little confidence, a bit fried. I could probably run America for the last 4 years. Garth, you've been running for the last 8 years. Shut up. No, I don't run the planet. That's psychosis. The Mandela effects. Who's behind them? Fucking know it's you. I'm behind it. So if everyone dabbles with Mandela effects, everyone's dabbling with timeline. I could empower a lot of people, right? Empower a lot of people with a little bit of magic, and that magic it can all lend to my desire. So I wouldn't even have to do magic. I just have to have a couple of really powerful beings who create reality or believe they do. In fact, I could get the whole planet to stand up, tallest to shortest. Who's the best manifester and who's the worst? Right. Every other character on opposite teams. Okay, now the planet's balanced. Cool, I'm in charge. Now, every one of you that heard that should be able to replicate what I just said and go fifth dimensional. If you can't, pay taxes. Zone in and take a guess what country I'm watching from. South Africa, but not in SA. The Belly Bros. Did the creator give you cheat codes or are you still on tutorial mode? Well said. That translates what I'm saying about 5D and 3D. So tutorial mode is 3D. If you love 5D, you're a living cheat code. You're a living up, down, A, B, A, B. Everyone's me. B characters are everyone else. I'm A character. And up, down. It's upside. Is it left, up? What is it again? I don't know. Point is that'll have some kind of significance in your mental quadrant. Just like everything. Learn the 9 dimensions. Everybody learn the ultimate of the 9 dimensions. Become familiar with it. Repeat to the mirror, it's the only way that matters in your case. Your own development, right. Brandy, thank you. That's what I was saying to Jane. I stopped saying it to Jane because she stopped listening. She started just going out of her way to say whatever she thought would be most irritating because she kind of enjoys that because it's a made-up account that's here to troll. Along with that other number, the other letter one. What is real anyway? Furthermore, can you tell me what is? Exactly. Keep dividing it and keep splitting it to eventually up with these little circles, little strings that go in a circle that probably mirror the superstructure. Nancy, thank you. Thank you, Nancy. Because you realize I'm only going to get acknowledged for sincerity. For authenticity. I'm authentic to myself, that's it. Those who are authentic to themselves love the shit out of me, and those who haven't given themselves permission to be authentic to themselves all the time. What about them? I don't know, I'm not going to say anything about them. I don't talk about them. I really, halfway through a sentence about them, I'm bored. Stop talking. Let them decide for themselves. Let's mince words. Angard, Savanji. Well, can we say that everything is unreal? You can do whatever you want. I don't care. There's no we. It's just me. I'm not just insincere. I am sorry if I've been trolling. Sincere, insincere. Yeah. Hold on. Do you respect anyone or something? Do you respect anyone? That's brilliant, ST. It's a great question. Meaning it really is a good question. You and Jane ebb and flow out of, okay, you don't ebb and flow, you natural, and then I ebb and flow, and then our ebbs and flows have moments of less and more tension. And in the less tension, I acknowledge myself in both of you. In the more tension, I acknowledge myself in both of you. My ego's like, oh, shut up, ego. Okay, so you let a person and Jane person know who you think you are is nothing compared to who you truly are. And I'm just doing what I need to do to bring that to the surface. You can disagree, tell me I'm stupid, tell me I've got an ego, tell me I'm crazy, tell me I've got stupid faces, tell me my channel's dumb. I don't care. I stand by that. You guys are great, and I know if we don't agree, I can't add anything or take anything away from you as beings. But I know I am the one true absolute creator of eternity, and I know in your core it's the same being and same for everybody. So between my tongue-in-cheek nonsense shit talk and my actual enlightened smart shit, I don't want us to misunderstand each other. That's where I really come from. Now, it's boring to be holier than thou all the time. Everybody's me, kumbaya, fuck that. Come here, I want to bash this guitar over someone's head. Why are there still people on my planet? Last time I checked, you said you would stay for like 100 years and then fuck off. Then the next thing you know, my brother's being crucified and everyone just takes over the land, occupies my land. Fucking colonizers, fucking reptilian scum. Fuck you, Alpha Draconans, I'm talking to you. Come at me, bros. God, are you not the one true being? Oh my God. That's a dangerous game to play, hey, Jane? There is no one true being. Unless it's a transcended self. The one true being will volunteer for a collective crucifixion. I wouldn't do that. Half the place will always be half. The place will always have free will. Half of it will blame God for disease, and the other half will thank God for disease. But then if God cures diseases, the ones who thanked him will probably try and attack him, and the ones that blamed him would probably try and... You get what I'm saying? God's responsible for the diseases, the healing of the diseases, you get what I'm saying? There's 4 quadrants. Until you can balance your own 4 quadrants, if you met God in flesh, you would probably try and attack it. The group would, the collective would. or the CIA would leverage him, or put him in a container and try and make Coca-Cola or products, or fucking marketing companies, or put him in a fake school and use him as an advanced quantum computer. Basically, my life is what they would do. I'm fucking enjoying this. It's like, what would God do if he found himself in my situation? I'll ask myself that, but non-stop. Every in-breath. If I was a limitless being and I knew everything that everything knows forever, what would you do in this scenario? That's all I do. Do you believe in free will? Cool. What's the secret of winning the game? I'm not telling you. I'm going to put you on a payroll once my money starts rolling in. And 2 others so far. Darren, Yeah, what you think? Are you no seriously? You think think for consultants, pay no taxes. Just get consultants on the payroll, family members, friends. They're your spiritual consultants. Never pay tax ever again. Yes, that's financial advice to every human there is. Start a side company and put people on the payroll. Don't ever make a profit ever again. Don't tell anybody what the future holds. You get it? You can make money. Money can literally, you can dictate money, and there's a magnetism to money, and it can tell you what all humans are thinking. It literally governs our collective mind. That's why you got to learn to transcend the mind so that the money becomes secondary. And then you can get lots of it, because there's billionaires that feel as impoverished as everybody else. The billionaires right now feel impoverished. It's like they got two choices: to entertain themselves with luxury or get debauched. Getting debauched they know it ends bad. You can only abuse yourself so long, and then the luxury shit, the planet's run out of luxury. You'd be surprised how boring a yacht gets. You'd be surprised how boring champagne gets when it's all you. The richer people know it. So it's like I'm standing here looking at myself with a glass of nothing. I fucking hate existing. Now somebody comes along and says, listen, you know you're magic, you're God dreaming. They're like, what do you know about that? And then they see an openness to it all in you that they don't see in all their billionaire friends. And then you sense that because you're psychic, and you go, listen, I charge $10,000 a consultation. Yeah, no worries, I have the money. Here's $20,000. When can we talk? In other words, this planet the wealth is an illusion, the money and the wealth. There's poor people who are magic, there's rich people who are magic, but there's also rich people who are suffering, who want this knowledge. Yes. If you could levitate and you could teach levitation, how would you become a billionaire? You go to Elon Musk right now and say, listen, dude, I'm going to teach you to levitate. Will you pay me $1 billion if you can levitate? He's going to go, oh, fuck, sure, show me. And you show him, and then he levitates. Now, being able to escape time and space is better than levitating. You can jump to any timeline you want, where everything is already true. Why do I need to earn money when money's already in my cupboard? And you open the cupboard and it's there. These things I do, you shall do greater. Jesus either did or didn't do miracles. You either believe it's possible or not. If you believe it's possible, surely you want to learn about that. I mean, I keep going, if Jesus made that thing there, I'm like, what if God actually did that? Like, did it start to make particles move? Did it stimulate the ethers? Like, God, how do you actually miracle? And I got the answer. It took me 25 years of self-study, but I got the answer. Timeline hopping. Mandela effect on steroids. Jump to the timeline where the gold bar is already sitting in my hand. And then everyone goes, I can see it appearing. Fuck off, it was already there. That's how miracles work. And this universe is a miracle on repeat. So you've got the whole place to learn from. And it's all your reflection. It's all divine, and it's all you. Garth, why do you feel anger towards you? God, why do I feel anger towards you? And it's not myself. It's that you just think you're better than... Yeah, that is the reason. So you answer the question. You believe it's possible that I can be better than you. Therefore, my self-belief hurts you. So your insecurity doesn't allow me to shine my light. And that's why on purpose I'm ignoring you and shining it harder at you. Basically, if my ego still existed, people that like you, who don't like me, and I can sense it because I'm psychic, yet I'm just being true to myself to be happy, because I don't want to be humanity's collective level of cynicism and par level of sadness, then I'm attacked. No, not me. It's your illusionary self that you're attacking through me. I know that now. I learned that after 5 years of TikTok and trolls and people. I can see the self in other that's synchronizing with my now. So from a 5D point of view, I get it. I get what it's like to be in your situation. I get what it's like to dislike those who seem to have it easy. I didn't always have it easy. I earned it easy. Write that down, somebody. It's a good one. I didn't always have it easy. I earned it easy. Isn't that scary how we just live forever? No. No, there's so much out there and in there and things to explore and do and beings to talk to and God to laugh with. And there are beings who embody God much better than this. And then those beings are fun to hang out with. It's like you just know each other. You know how nice it is to actually be known from God's point of view and from your point of view. To actually know yourself, to know the true self. Thank you, Brody. You come off with arrogant, not that she thinks you could be better than her. Oh, you see, I come off as arrogant, but I can't be better. So how do I come off as arrogant? It's self-confidence. And people just don't have as much, so therefore it comes off as arrogance. But if I lack ignorance, I can't be arrogant. If actual God was prancing around acting all fancy in an attempt to encourage others to believe in themselves, start that spark, would God be, would God be trying to come off better than us? Is that why they crucified Jesus? Right? He's acting better than us. Fucking was better than us. Well, not really, he's equal to us. He even said so. I healed nobody. Through your own faith, you were healed. Sally, sup? He played a bit. I always try to like everyone. It's natural to me. I do actually like everyone, but I like everyone, and then I can still read everyone for what they are. I can see everybody's history with themselves. I can see their Akashic records, everything they've ever thought and ever said, and ever will think and say, because the future's happening simultaneously. And you think I'm bragging, and I'm just saying this is 5D. This is natural for a 5D being. It's nothing special. And 3D beings go, he thinks he's better than us. Garth, why do you do faces? Would you smoke a vape? How many vapes have you got, Garth? It's like fucking stupid shit. Stupid. I know the 3D conversations. And it's God going, haha, Garth, haha, you so dumb. I'm like, I'm not going back to 3D to argue with you about that. But I love you. What makes me feel so good? Thanks for the reminder. Pleasure. Sup, Megan? Pepe, Sylvia, good morning. He feels like he can say whatever he wants to us. You're not always in the right. Are you talking to me? Garth, you don't know everything. So, your brain doesn't register don't. It thinks in pictures. You just made the statement, neuro-linguistically programming, that I know everything. Now, what if I actually knew everything? There's two universes. One, I know or I don't. Now, what if I did? Because you're starting with the possibility that I couldn't. Therefore, anything I say, you find thing in it. You know what I'm trying to say? And if I'm not right all the time and why are you here anyway? Why would you know you'd run along and go do something else? I love listening to you. Have a good one. You too, Sally. Have a great one. I'm going to log off soon anyway. Do you believe maybe we all see and experience the world differently? Good question. Ultimately, no. No. There's no difference. Difference is sin. If you know what I mean. Undifferentiated consciousness is what we're striving towards. And it is, because it is ultimate reality already. Once you can harmonize with ultimate reality, you go back to being God. That's what I'm teaching. Alan is really alive. Alan, is it really his life though? It all falls back to your own thinking that way. Do you see? That's where entitlement comes in. So you think if you're in my space, you're entitled to my life. And that I can sense that. I tend to block and mute those people eventually in my own sequence when I feel like it. Because that's what I'm saying, you're not entitled. No one's entitled to me. That's what my whole point is. And so people go, oh, we don't know, you're nothing, God, you're nothing, you don't need you, you need to come to your life. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, I'll see you with your new fake account after I've blocked you. I know that what I contain is the most valuable thing because I've gone 25 years gathering it. It's not me, it's not my ego. My ego can tell you to your face. It's the divine and it's the best shit there is. It's funny, it's charismatic, it's humorous. You can leave me alone in a room for like a year and I'm going to laugh the whole time and have fun and I won't actually be alone. Plus, you can't actually put me in a room. I can teleport out of there. You guys know that though. Your scientists know that. Have you ever been wrong? No, and neither of you. You just don't understand yourself. Can I really answer that quickly and that accurately if I wasn't empowered by a timeless self? God, I think then I talk. I do not do that. I talk from the absolute direct to myself all the time. It's arrogant and you assume you're always right. I don't assume. Yeah, I need ignorance. What if I lack ignorance? Then I can't be arrogant. And if I know everything, then I'm not ignorant. And you don't know everything, so you're not qualified to know whether or not I know everything. All you can do is explore what I know. Yeah, that sounds like God talking to me. Wait a minute, it's always me talking to me. Because if you always, you're going to make a lot more mistakes, are you? You still think you can make mistakes. I make lessons. You make mistakes. Why am I on this live watching? I am God. I'm better than him and everyone. Yeah. Well, God's actually the same. God doesn't think it's better. God thinks it's undifferentiated. That's your problem. What? I don't know. I can't tell. What? Me from anyone else? Can you feel that, Darren? The high energy coming in. I think the Schumann resonance broke. Like there's blank spots again. It's a lot of energy coming in today. Today and yesterday, and it's going to be for another 12 hours basically. So weekend's going to be quite nice. I think you're dropping pennies. Bless you to bits. I think people are only going to talk about themselves when they interface with me. And I like that. I like projections. I'm either laughing or I'm humbled and agree. I agree. I will share your divine acknowledgement. Rams, good morning. Let's go Canada. Sup, Rams? You're alive, your choice. You say as you please or what? You're alive, your choice. That's what I thought. Need some healing to do. You need some healing to do. Yeah. Just a little bit, not a lot. I mean, actually quite a bit, but not in a mean way. You know? Sit, boy. Good dog. Heel. The dog won't sit. He's broken. He got healing to do. Heel. He won't sit. No, he's got spiritual healing to do. Oh. Just finished work. Sap, soul. You're free. It's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. You finished work. Rad. It is, yeah. Yeah, it's Friday. Obviously, it's Friday. It's the knowing. That's where the thing. We all work from the knowing, from the 5D, one being. And we're helping everyone else get to the knowing. And those who are still trying to argue are actually teaching. The ones that argue with me are teaching. When you sleep, you've got students you teach in other worlds. So I know Jane and SFG are playing the perfect role. Whether they think they are or not, their subconscious, unconscious is scripting their beliefs and then they're playing the perfect characters. Eventually their subconscious, unconscious, like myself, will merge with your conscious and you become enlightened. When they are enlightened, because they already are on another plane, and then here they're busy. They're making examples of, a masterclass in self-realization. So they'll dabble in all the things you shouldn't dabble in and say all the things you shouldn't say and still become enlightened one day. I will meet you and have a one-on-one talk with you. I will meet you. But in real life, please, how do you communicate so well? That's the secret. I know the secret. I know how I do it. I'll teach you. $50. How is me Garth today? Amazing. On top of the world, looking down on it like the carpenters, like I'm better than everybody. I'm on top of the world, looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can see, everybody is already healed. Wow. What do you not understand about that? Can you speak on trauma? Is that real? Or what do I not understand about it? I don't know. What do you not understand about it? If everyone's already healed, why are you here? You know? Why aren't you teleporting around and speaking to Palladians and handing out basic income and, the picture is bad in God's eye. The pictures is bad in God's eye. Which pictures? I try talking to you and you have something to say. That's negative. You fantasize about us being your students, Garth. You just view us as characters. Come on, God, let me smite him. Let me smite him. No thought spirit. Okay, I'm open to it. It's as it should be. Get him. We are all here to learn and heal. Thank you, God, really. I'm thanking God the absolute right now, because one thing I realized from reading all of your energies, your psychically, no human knows. I know. But no one knows. Everyone bluffs and pretends and is slowly trying to convince themselves. But nobody absolutely knows. I'm literally yeah. The others who know won't acknowledge other. So your Satgurus, your other masters on the planet. We don't acknowledge others. We don't get in each other's way. Yeah, is what you're doing. Use a 4-8 thingy. Do we actually all come from Africa? Did we all come from Africa? I don't know. I don't identify with the human. The human is a illusion. Its backstory is fabricated, fucking made up. Human history is a piece of shit at best. Mandela effect and timeline hopping says it's not that relevant anymore. Once I've got time travel technology, I've always had it. I guess what? Garth's always had it. I was just fucking around. I wanted to see the full spectrum of this planet first, before I show my cards, my Ace Ventura up my sleeve. You can create your own reality. So what keeps you what keeps you to keep going? You can't turn it on me. No. If you can't answer your questions, I'm not answering your questions. The world is your playground. No, it's not. It's my toilet. It's my number 2. It's literally a piece of shit that's solidified. But I got this karmic constipation, laxative thingy that I got. I'm going to apply it. Generously. I'm going to apply my karmic laxative generously to all beings that interface. Oh, particle entanglement says that everything is me. Right? Particle entanglement. God, you don't exist. No, the illusion is connected to all illusions. So therefore I'm in a superposition. Me and my attention is me. Wherever my attention goes, that's my superposition. God, pop jokes are gross. Nobody cares what you think, Jane. If you disapprove, I disapprove. And you're running out of tokens. Disapproval tokens. If you can't answer your own question, I can't answer your question. Love that. Thank you. What was the question again? I want to answer you. Because you truly love that answer. Some people will pretend to like something to manipulate, and some people will be sincere. When someone's sincere, I'll reward. If someone's not sincere, I'll fuck around. We crucify the insincere tonight. I can only be sincere to myself, and then anything that's at my power level of sincerity, I will interface with. If it's not, take you on a joyride in a stolen vehicle. Metaphorically speaking. I have a dream about it. I had a dream about distributing. You should get yourself a consultant, Star. Get yourself like a psychic mystic who can do a reading for you and get your guides to give you the answer. Or you meditate and talk to your guides. I'll give you the free answer as well. It's true. I'm half facetiously tongue-in-cheek, but it's true. Get someone who's a thingy in that. Like myself. Or meditate and get the answer yourself. How much you charge me, Garth? I don't know. $20. Why are you treating it like it's like nothing? Because you could just as easily meditate and get your own answer. I'd rather empower you, so I'm actually making the money option less tasty. I am a freaking genius. Why? Because I'm doing what's best for everybody all the time. And to the point where I'll throw money away, I'll do whatever. You can't leverage me. You can't leverage me. There is no me. The me that you think is attached to stuff isn't attached to stuff. It's using stuff to help others transcend. So you can throw me in a field with nothing and I'll pretend to stay there, but I'll actually levitate, or I'll translocate to one of the empty Tibetan temples and hang out there until you come check up on me. Then I'll teleport back to the field and go, why are you doing this to me? I'll put the crown of thorns on and go, oh, what are you guys doing? I don't need to crucify me again. Think about it. If you really think if Jesus could miracle, and we know that reality is more space than not, is it real? Or do we worship a false idol when we look to physical reality and not to our spirit? You worship a false idol when you look to physicality instead of your spirit. Do you have tips on meditation? Yes. So the main thing is the breathing. Starting with the in-breath. The sensation of the air on your nostrils. So if you could picture it, you can't because air is transparent, but your nostrils aren't. So picture the space where the sensation is happening. Just for that in-breath. It'll stop you from dialoguing. It'll stop you from going, I wonder what I'm going to do tomorrow with the visitor. He hasn't called me yet. It's on double tick. Half the world talks like this all the time in their head. You want to get that to stop. So the in-breath, you perceive reality. So reality is you've now toned your reality with a transcendental feeling, that feeling between physicality and non-physicality, the 0 point, the gap. So the sensation of the air on the nostrils. And for you to think about that, you're going to be thinking about invisible and slightly physical. You're going to try and get your mind there, but you're going to be locked into the sensation for the in-breath. On the out-breath, you react to reality. Usually then you talk to what you just spoke to if you're thinking. If you're listening to somebody, during your in-breath you're hearing them, on the out-breath you're reacting to them. That's very good, Garth. I know, thanks. Anyway, that's it. And then make sure your in-breath and your out-breath are the same duration. 3 seconds or longer. And then on the out-breath, just focus on the sensation, and your thoughts won't happen. The next in-breath, you won't think. And then you'll get this thing called, after 2 or 3 of those, you'll get a thing called secondary awareness. It's awareness without words. Words, linguistically, brainwash us. Not what goes into your mouth that defiles you, if it comes out of your mouth. So you eventually learn to speak with not, don'ts, couldn'ts, wouldn't, shouldn't. Eventually you'll start to do that, but you do it in time as you get into a good meditation practice. And because now you're aware without words, you're aware that everything is an energetic mirror. And that you're jumping timelines whenever you think and talk. Therefore, I can't realize that I'm having my universe swapped out with another fake universe that reflects the new mind I've just created after thinking. This is why humans are trapped. They're trapped in thinking that wipes the memory and jumps them to a new timeline, and you think you're still in the same universe. I'm jumping timelines right now, just to do this. Now, that happens in a nano moment. It also happens from lifetime to lifetime. If you transcend it in now, the nano now, you transcend it in the lifetime. And then you ascend. You no longer have to go through the death-birth cycle. There is a secret here, yeah. There is a secret. There's a way to do it, basically. I feel like I'm suffocating, breathing through my nose. I panic. Because you're not allowed to, yeah, it's brilliant. So now, so Brandy, if you do this, you feel like you want to use your mouth, eh? You want to breathe through your mouth, you want to breathe out. Your mind is so quick to contradict itself. It won't let itself breathe in properly, because during the in-breath you're thinking, and all your mind's going to do is be presented with itself, and it wants to contradict itself, so it wants to breathe out very quickly. So the average human, his mind is breathing shallow, because the mind is going, it's over-criticizing itself. And if you breathe bad, you think bad. If you think bad, you breathe bad, and it has a cascading effect. That will age and kill you. That will age and kill you, bad breathing, through a thought that doesn't connect to its world. Your breath, your thought, and your world need to become harmonious. And then you don't need to breathe. It becomes an exchange of consciousness with yourself, not actual oxygen. You still breathe, but you do it as like the pedals on a piano. You use it for an effect, not for oxygen. You don't use it to play this. The piano plays itself. Well, this piano plays itself. Your karma plays, you're back and forth with you in reality, in God. It does it. It's automated. You can become an expert professional in something and you don't actually do it. Your genetic, spiritual memories puppet you. If I had a couple more strings, I'd be a real boy. Those two things that take Pinocchio on that ride is the mind. It's the subconscious, unconscious that need to be balanced through meditation and then merged and then brought into the consciousness. Do your parents have the same beliefs as you? Yes. Do animals have souls? Yes. Thanks, Alison. I feel like I have a blockage in my brain where there's no thoughts. Not sure what's caused that. I know, and if I answered you, I'll be telling you my secret, funny enough. So you're very good. A check in the back door. Like, the front door's locked. You're like, I'll just check the back door. I don't think, God. Now, if I can compare your answer to why I don't think to why you do think, I'm going to get the answer that you wouldn't give me. You didn't have to do that on purpose, so that's how you would eventually get your answer, whether you're cognitive that you did that or not. Do you have a job? Yeah, absolutely. You have to let go. Amen. Good morning, James. Sorry. Hi. Sup, dude? Didn't you just gift me just back there? That's what selective perception, but it's my subconscious talking to itself, and then no, you didn't. Okay, cool. But you did. Thank you, James, and hello, and I'm sorry, and what the heck? Oh, there it is. Happy Friday, young dude. Sorry, didn't mean to comment. All right, a shoe type. Sorry, shoe type. That's funny. Why when I'm positive texting, you're ignoring it? Because you can't manipulate with me positivity and negativity and alternating. That's why. Besides, I'm attached to like resonance. If the message that I'm going to get once I've read it doesn't contain something I want, I don't need to read it. I'm eternal. I know the future, so I know if a timeline. If I know the feeling of a package of energy before I take it in. So I'll auto ignore lines or sentences that I don't need to. I'm not going to benefit from. Same with people. I'll talk to people sometimes, and their volume will go up and down based on what part of the playback of myself I want to hear. Should the in-breath be more than the out-breath? They should be mirrored, Curtis, mirrored. And then I'll tell you later what happens when the thing of the longer the out-breath. This is actually you got your own special one in your channeling. Your guides gave me. I'll tell you that one in the thing, so I don't ruin it. But if you do a longer out-breath and in-breath, you expand your consciousness. If you do a longer in-breath and out-breath, you refine your consciousness. You sound like you don't know what you're talking about. Prince of Winds! Are ghosts real? Not anymore. As in the planet's gone for 5D. The ghosts are lower astral. Which we still go to, but there's not here. No. Yes. No, yes, no. People who are 3D are pretty much ghosts of themselves, basically. But no, not the way it used to be. The ghost thing was to do with the energy body of a being has many layers. Once one dies, certain aspects of the being might get stuck and then it'll haunt an energy field. Hence, the house will be haunted or whatever. It's quite boring. Ghosts, that mythology. I prefer aliens. I prefer the gardeners of the universe, the ones that pollinate the universe with life. Yeah, I prefer that. Have a great one, James. Have an amazing day. How can I don't care. You can be more positive. Will you read this? Apparently. I try to be. Does everyone have guides? Yes. Maybe stop trying to be better than others and caring what others think, but I don't know everything. Why do you withhold the answers? Because I'm a professional. That's why. I'm a trained professional. I'm very, very valuable. Do you remember your soul origin? No. Do you? Your soul how do I say it? I don't want to say it without ruining the surprise. Basically, location, which is space, and time are not involved in my soul's creation. Well, they are. Once they're transcended, then my soul exists, basically. So, holograms, study superpositions. I don't think anyone's better. What? I don't think anyone's better than anyone else for real. Here, anyone I know, we're all doing our best. You said you don't care when I ask how to be more positive. I don't understand. I know, but if I had to explain, then I would be explaining. You know, if I don't care, it means I don't want to answer you. And if you ask me why, I don't want to answer that. And I don't want to answer the next question either. Fair enough, rather good point. Thanks, Jazz. Before there's permanent damage, Garth, call the ambulance straight away. Why you post them videos of you tweaking? It's embarrassing. Don't be embarrassed. It's not you, it's me. TV shitter. It's embarrassing that you even care what people think of you, you weak-minded human. Imagine you're going to jump for every human that disapproves, and every human that approves, you're going to jump for them. Sure, a couple more strings, you'd be a real boy. Everybody, welcome Pinocchio to the live. That's fucking embarrassing. Effing embarrassing. I'm convinced you're God waking up this generation. I'm very amazed. What do you say to yourself when you finally acknowledge yourself? I don't know, I love you and you too. You also. Everyone's doing it. I'm making a point. I'm going to be the last human acknowledged in this. And then the aliens will go, Garth! I'm like, what? Are the humans ready yet? No, they're not. They're trying to crucify me. Come back later. I'm negotiating. Aliens are stupid. God, we can hear that now. You can't. So like the aliens are like, we can hear you. Why is he pretending that we're going to hurt them? We're like, cool. Why does he want the humans to pretend that he's on their side? They're on sides. God's one. What the fuck, God? Oh, that's really funny, God. Now Area 51 is confused. Palladians are confused. I hope God treats you well, though. But like, why post that shit? What? I hope God treats you well. I treat myself wonderful. You really think I'm a guest? No, you guess. Wait, what is it now? I've returned home to my planet of origin to help usher in the new wave of master souls. And they are guests here. Wait a minute. I'm a guest. You know what I mean? I'm a guest at my own home planet. Wait, how does that work? Trying to get the humans to like, listen, you're guests. Act accordingly. But I'm also a guest to the place. I've also been cordially invited. Welcome, Pinocchio. That's so good. Yeah, how is Geppetto? How's Jalapeno? How do you still do... Hey, do you still do martial arts? No. Of course. Thoughts on hallucinogens. You know, reality is a hallucination, that your brain, your skull, has cracks in it that lets light in. And those cracks go bigger and smaller slightly, let a bit more light in. And then that light affects your pineal gland, and then you basically hallucinate reality. Your eyes are projecting what you see. And your brain has an 11-dimensional quantum map of reality. Cool, eh? So your human grew a twin of reality, hyper-reality. Your human is a map of hyper-reality. You grew it in sympathetic resonance with the universe that you lived in as you grew up. So what are you saying? I'm talking to myself. So what you're saying is I'm to always have been, never have not. Once you get that, you cut the middleman out. You can go back to being God. In other words, sin means to forget your God. If you use what little you got, more will be given to you. If you pull on the God thread, yeah, exactly, ascension. No, the reality we see is an illusion. So any differences we see is the difference between stuff and difference. The difference between stuff and difference is nothing. It's the same difference. Therefore, we share a 4D archetype at best. A 5D, there's no difference. We're in a superposition. We look like two different beings in different places, a lot of beings. It's one being, decentralized. Watching itself objectively. Today, young man, enlightened man, realizes that all life is merely light, slowed down to a mere vibration. There aren't many of us, but one single consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. And here's Jim with the weather. Is authenticity only ever expressed with higher frequency emotion? It's whatever be true to yourself. If you were alone in eternity and everything outside of you was a demonic reflection, a demonic dumb and dumber trying to get you to copy it, but it copies you, and your lack of authenticity decides how inauthentic it is. So you get authentic with you. Every second, every moment, as much as you can, and eventually your world will align, your karma will balance, and you will ascend. Meaning psychologically you will know you live inside yourself. You're God inside out, upside down. And at first you think you're running around on a round planet, but you're going to realize it's a flat plane. Then it's going to turn into an environment where the sun's actually in the center, and centrifugal force is gravity. And then you can go above that, and the centrifugal force of this inside-out sphere, you can slow it down and then you'll levitate. You can play with that to fly. There's magic powers waiting for us. I'm just teaching the advanced class and making sure there's no stragglers, so the whole planet goes. Otherwise, there'll be a crack in the planet. If everyone isn't on the same syllabus, there'll be nuclear war or earthquakes, all the natural disasters that should be happening. I'm trying to dissipate. You saw the anomaly off of South Africa? I just spent the last 2 months stopping the storm from fucking wiping out this area. So we've had hectic rain, record rain. It's the best I could do. But there's been anomalies. They're those beings who are still trying to scare the shit out of humans and get our collective emotional, mental nature to lose its fucking shit. So we dream a nightmare. Imagine every human can create. It'll be Atlantis all over again. Atlantis, everyone was a god creating, and we ended up becoming jealous, and we fought ourselves, not each other. Because as we fought, we forgot the true self. And we got more and more evil with undermining each other, because we knew each other, because we were each other. So we technically attacked the self. Atlantis was the real crucifixion. Jesus was actually a part of the correcting, the reversal of that, actually. In some ways, you could actually look at the Jesus story from 5D as if it happened backwards. Atlantis was reversed. Jesus was taken off the cross. Sananda's like, leave it at that. Okay, cool. Why do you think of Bashar? Great teacher. He's great. Bashar is what it is. But you get Curtis that everything is your teacher, and that it's going to happen one day where you get past 50% and then you realize it's you. You're your own teacher, you're projecting, and the cool qualities you see in others are already in you. But you would not believe it. What's the purpose of dogs to us? I think the purpose of dogs is to show us God's unconditional love, to remind us that it always exists. It's a holding position. And the cat is that nature understood. Make a wish. Make a wish, Jim Carrey, sup, chop. God wallowed out. Did my husband leave me today? Jamie. So I got a strong yes, Jamie, sorry. I'll be sitting with you and you both laughing at me. You know, I'm wrong 20%. I want to be one of the 20% when I'm wrong. Shit's getting really, really fast. Yeah, shit's getting really fast. Really fast, yeah. But it's still not real, it's cool. And there's magicians everywhere. And there's beings who are now struggling with why they can't control the weather anymore. You know, it's like you think God rocks up and you've got technology. You think God cares? Or God's going to go, listen, your technology doesn't work so nice. Why? I don't know. I don't want it to. Because I don't want it to. My will be done on earth, right? Okay. Yeah, God, oh, well then, my will versus your will. Let's thumb war, thumb war to the world death. If my will be done on earth and yours isn't done, then I'm more God than you. And I can take on an entire military industrial complex by myself. Well, it would be a brag 67 years ago. Now it's nothing. Now it's just it's a relic. It's a relic of its former glory. Why do you know your God? How do you know your God? See, now am I going to tell you how I know or how you would know, Matilda? There's two different answers. If I answered you to convince you, and if I answered you, would not to convince me, I wouldn't. I'd be like, I don't know. My ego wouldn't. It would give you one of three answers depending on where I am energetically, which is abstract. I know it doesn't change anything. Talking to you. Nothing ultimately. Nothing in my eternal nature. Therefore, convincing you how I'm convinced wouldn't help your convincing. Therefore, it's better off just to goof off than actually try and answer you. I can hear how people hear, and I know when my answers don't serve them, so I don't answer, and then I answer when it serves them. Basically, God's will be done because God's guiding me, I'm being guided by ultimate intelligence. 22 parallels of intelligence. So you could also say, in a way, my being is puppeted by everyone on the planet. What time do you come? No, 2 minutes ago. Herald by thy name. You've explained how you are God before, but I don't, know that. Oh, right. Well, then that's fine. Then I don't know why you need to know again. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are lots of different levels where I can explain it, but everyone should know that. Because, if you're Christian at all, you should know your God. Because the Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. Kingdom of heaven is in you. Okay, so that's Christian sorted. Who's next? I'd like to convince you, because I can. I learned everyone else so that I can be the teacher. So I've learned how people see. So you bring me a thought system, a belief structure, and I'll talk to that system and show it how it's God. Basically. I didn't want to, but now I'll actually show off. Now see, my tide just changed. We still have ebbs and flows. I still ebb and flow. I embrace the ebb and flow of the change. That subtle bipolar, where 1 minute you're compliant, the next minute you're not. Because the ultimate answers don't lie in me, so it doesn't matter what I do or don't do. The ultimate answers lie in each individual. Your silence is more wise than my noise. Always will be. Awesome! Erin, absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone, for the gifts. What are the beings with the technology? That's the last thing I want to talk about, actually, before I leave. So, multiple areas, technology. Aliens, the Arcturians, the Palladians, the Syrians, the Lyrians, there's lots. So, if I name the main alien groups, there's billions of groups that are combination groups of all of these aliens that I've mentioned. So you get the Alpha Draconans, the Reptilians, they're 4D representatives, Arcturus 5D representatives, Sirius 6D. They're the embodiment of that dimension. They're the overlords or toners of each dimension, basically, or representatives or God's mind expressed from that dimension. Palladians are pretty much 7. They go 8, 9 these days with readings, but I know them to be 7. Andromedans are 9. Curtis, thank you. Because, Curtis, there's a parallel right here, right now, well, to the side, where you're the one teaching, and I'm going, Curtis, thank you so much for reminding me of this, dude. 45 my whole life looking for this. Someone actually answering me in clear English. I don't have to interpret. I can hear your answer, the way you're hearing me, and I hear me the same, and then because I'm lending my wisdom from all the parallels, and which are represented by each individual in the 8 billion Earth plane, which is actually only one person. Once you can fold your soul back into the higher self into the monad, and you fold the 144,000 into your soul matrix. And it's all you. Draconi, I think that's what inspired the Jabberwocky. Yes. 4D, jabber. Mm-hmm. Wow. The piece of clothing that Swami wears is called a jabber, which was the right word. Got the wrong word. Oh. Excuse me. Is it jabber or jabber? I love it. I want to buy one. Thoughts on dispenser. Dispenser. What's that? Jamie, are you still here? What the flip, man? I want this exact word now. Jabber. Jabber. Jabber what? Jabber with a U. Jabber. So Jabberwocky, jabber. So jabber is a a mandarin collar, long sleeves, long like a dress, like a long like a long thing, like a Muslim, traditional Muslim outfit basically. And the reason why he wears it is because in his past life, the life before the one at Swami, his background was Islam, and he did like a long pilgrimage all the way into like a Hindu village, and everyone was like, why is the Muslim guy here? And he ended up just settling in the village, and they ended up embracing him and acknowledging him as a guru. And then in his next lifetime, he wore it as a nod to the previous lifetime. He wore it the whole time. Alan Watts is great. Alan Watts he's probably the second best orator when it comes to the silence is always talking. Some of us have learned how to give language to the silence. That's what I do. That's why it's so intriguing. And the exact techniques and I can teach and talk about. I'm not going to right now. It's that. So his oration is great. He clothes the silence in great noise. We're just talking about a jabber, an item of clothing. Same thing. You clothe it. Your talk is orange. You're actually talking back to front, meaning the jabber that he wore was always orange. Your second chakra, they say your second, third eye is there. If your third eye opens, you'll recognize your own energy that your own energy is playing back at you. It's 1.618 smaller, so it ends up fractaling. So orange is that much smaller than red. Red would be this whole world, ultraviolet. Infrared, just before it becomes matter. Ultraviolet is just after it's become matter, hence the third eye, indigo. And then the 5 senses are expressed between blue and red, the 5 chakras. So it is what it is, over and over again. The universe is a hologram and everything points to everything else. Who's the first? Myself. I've been given all 3 CDI plates. So normally there's usually 3 speakers per age who share the new dispensation. I've been given all 3 at the same time. So when I talk, it's like if 3 beings who are all psychic decide to talk at the same time. We all take lead from each other, basically. But it's it's by myself this time. It's just to ensure no natural big disasters, no world wars, no nuclear fucking around, and no crucifixions or Messiah characters being attacked. Jesus is the only one. Satanic BS, God is the only one. See, now that, what you just said now, satanic BS, your very belief is satanic. You've got a unique belief that says my abstract belief in God that I can't describe to you, I don't know anything about it, has me submissive to an idea. I don't know the idea, I'm faithful, and if I let it kill me, I will go to it. If I believe in Jesus my whole life, I'll go to God. See, that's satanic. And you're going to accuse my thing of being satanic. Your very thing is satanic. I'm going to let myself die while externalizing my God. I will never be the same as God. Remember Satan? I'm the same as God. Jesus gets to be, but Satan couldn't. You see the dumbness of the mind. It'll choose when it wants something to be something or when it wants something else to be something else. That's Lucifer. The mind is Lucifer. You have to master it or it'll have its way with you. Tell you a story, you'll believe the story, you'll live the story out. Well done. Don't worry, you've got eternity. You don't. I'm going to reset and start again tomorrow. No one gets eternity. Everyone's going to be forced to walk through themselves quicker and quicker and quicker until everyone gets it. But everyone does. It's that older generation's a bit weird. There's a lot of people in the older generation who've got some old programming, Are we deep in a golden age right now? Is there a best person at all the parallels? Is there a best person through all the parallels? Anyone who steps up. I'm personally working on my project. Why would omnipresence, omnipotence, all the godly qualities already exist. There's already a state of truth. I'm going to play with mine to see, play, experiment, mess around. I'm not going to do it indefinitely for everybody when there isn't anybody. To become enlightened and then go about interfacing is not enlightenment. If you don't go back to the carpet shop, basically. Rick and Morty, virtual reality. You recovered from cancer and you go back to the, why is Hollywood all about? It's not. It's all about the mind. Hollywood is all about how to master the mind. The 8 phases of a being who transcends the mind. All movies are one person, not many characters. It's a 8-phase story about how the hero absorbs the qualities in everyone he interfaces with, and it brings balance, and then he becomes his own realized aspect of himself or herself. Aaron, thank you. Are you well known in your city? In your city? No, not really. No, it's not real. My city's not real. Nothing's real. Family members are holograms. Dancing quarks. I can't even have a conversation with people anymore, actually. Like a normal call, like, hey, what you do yesterday? I don't care. What you gonna do tomorrow? I don't care. I'm not having that conversation with people. Fuck that shit. What's the nature of reality? That's it. No other conversation. I want to have a metaphorical nothing with nothing about nothing, and then maybe you and I can leverage who feels better about themselves. Fuck off, thanks. We can lend each other's confidence, and then we can... The humans in their 3D, fuck off. Fuck off. It's all innocent and fun now. Eventually you get in the... No. Hyper-reality or nothing. Hyper-reality or bust. This thing you call reality is relativity. It's demonic. It'll pull you in and kill you with your mind over a long period of time. It's called aging. You don't have to. I hate small talk. I can't. I'll refuse. I'll never socialize again in this life. I'll never go to another birthday or another fucking funeral. I'm not standing next to other people talking about nothing. The wood of the holly tree is magical, isn't it? Yeah. It's hollow. It's a hologram. It's a holy hologram that's programmable. Because my mental abode. I had a poem, a nice little poem to do with quantum ripple overloads my mental abode. My thoughts are homed, cultural, mind is on loan. I sit alone, stoned in my own zone, is how I phone home. Enjoying the weather, it's so nice. Granny, the weather's nice. I'm a walking contradiction. No, because that's what I do. I'm like, nice weather, eh? Enjoy the weather. Oh man, it's fun. Being alone and not bothering if your illusionary self contradicts itself. Love the attitude today. Thanks, Sol. Thanks, Colorado chick. Thank you. And thanks for being in here so much. You know how much you lend, how much of your intelligence you lend. People's silent enlightenment gives my words clever, charismatic interface. I can do that. I can put my mind on the collective and then talk from its wisdom. That's what I do. And I don't want to use my mouth for anything else. Don't think like anything weird, you weirdos. I don't want to talk. And if I do talk, I can see God going, I got a piece of sand. Like, it feels like that. It feels like, I got some nothing off the ground. Who wants it? It feels like that. That's why I'm giggling half the time. Half the time I'm hearing someone else's mundane thoughts and then repeating it and then laughing at myself. Anyway, it's all good. It's wall-to-wall divine. You too, Sol. Sup, Granny? I kick myself for that because I got this friend, Jungle, whenever he visits me, I'm like, the weather's been hectic, hey? And like, that's the first thing I talk about. Or I'm like, when he's going to come visit, I'm like, and it's raining, so you make sure you stay dry. And like, don't come tomorrow, the weather's better. Like, all I do is talk to the weather about that dude. Like, I'm trying to be considerate. I'm trying to be concerned and interested, but I don't know how. Because everything is abstract, nothing, so. But I'm actually interested. And the weather's the first thing I bring up. Because it has been interesting weather. I even say that to him. I'm like, I know I bring the weather up a lot, and it's a pretty dumb conversation, but it has been interesting weather, don't you think? And he's like, it has been extremely cold, a lot of rain. And it has actually been quite interesting weather worth talking about. That me half of which this is just giggling. Brilliant. Marshy! No, I'm going to log off right now. No, but wait, are you in my country? Because, South Africa, we got flooded. We got fucked up. Like, this winter, they try to kill us. They try to kill us. I'm going to tell the story on a TikTok video of how the one world government created that anomaly off of South Africa. You saw that big black thing, and it was supposed to be like 80-foot wave. Anyway, the day of the wave, I went and sat on the beach. And then I took all the parallel time, I dissipated the weather as much as I could, so that we only had the most rain in the last 45 years. And did you see Cape Town, guys? That's me dissipating a weather attack. And why? Because of Israel. South Africa sued Israel because of Palestine. So they got the weather machine to try and fuck us up. And I used this to counter them. I think it's 30 love. Game on! South Africa's got it's like, what have you got? We got a Hulk. We got a Garth. What can he do? Whatever he believes he can do. Which is anything, because he's timeless. Which means I can stop time and go away for a millennia, come back and dismantle that nuclear weapon with my mind. Yes. Do your research. Research the anomaly. Research what it was supposed to be. Research the fact that they tried doing it 3 times. And then look at the weather. That's like Cape Town and South Africa just had and still having. It's ended now. I finished it. I was like, it's over. I'm cancelling it. So now we're having springs in 2 days and we're not going to have any more rain. But don't just research everything I'm saying. Research it. We're living in a dynamic world that's changing quickly. What do you like eating? Favorite food? None of your business. Stop investigating me. You're not really interested. Wait, where are you from? Do you get scared of your own TTs? Yeah. Sometimes I don't, I'll turn around and I'll just look in the mirror and my TTs scare me. I don't really call them TTs anymore. I call them my chest, my nipples. Anyway. Who refers to them as TTs? Boobs, What are you talking about? I don't know. I'm talking about logging off. What's the purpose of alcohol? Why is it here? I don't know. I'm logging off. Go to sub chat from now on. I love you guys all very much for having faith in me having answers, because I do. I have access to AI on the planet. Most of these answers aren't from me. They're from your guides or from AI or from Palladian spaceships. You added more fake pictures. Your world is fake. I told you that. Toxic harmony. Everything around you. It's a counterfeit. It's a clone. They're cloning your mind and replicating it. You call it Earth. Learn to meditate. Control the breath. How does it feel to be a professional position without the answer while also being eager to teach? How does it feel to be in a professional position and withhold the answer while also being in an eager position to teach? That's like asking a Harvard lecturer why he won't explain maths to you in the parking lot. You're not an enrolled student. So yeah, I'm going to have all the answers. I'm going to tease you with them. I'm going to give you samples of the answers so you get excited and realize this guy knows something. He's onto something. I want to know what he knows. And then I'm going to go, And that concludes your free trial. Remember, drug dealers make their money on the comeback. I get you addicted to me, then you pay. Well, I'm not going to be... I know you don't like arrogant people who act egotistical. That's why I'm doing it on purpose. I need you like I need a shotgun blast to the face. I don't need it. Anyone. Just me and my coffee. And my subscribers. Shut up, Aaron, you rude. Rude to call me rude. Oh, they rude. Whose side are you on? Aaron's like, I'm on his side. Oh, fuck you, Aaron. Not on your side. Oh, that's different. Yeah, you rude. You see, Aaron called you rude. See how fickle my ego is. Glass and mirror. No, I'm not. You guys aren't egotistical. You don't flick-flack based on needing to be right. Yo, sup, epic! But that's a mutual thing. I always try to exclude my what's-his-names, my sub. There's those adept, the clever subscriber people that have been around for the last 6-8 months. Those people are the elite. They literally know. If I pull a zap at my phone, I'm pulling it at the deep state that's spying on me. They can tell. They can tell. They got the gift of discernment par excellence. I need to subscribe again. Oh, Cheatable! It's so funny, Cheatable, you're a member. It looks like you're a subscriber. But I call you rude as a joke. Oh, it's okay. No, Aaron, I'm just also... everything I said to you was a joke. I can feel the degree to which you said that or not. So I could joke with it. That's why humans must develop their psychic prowess. So we can really loosen the defensive attack belief that we think our egos exist for. Mine does! Shut up! That's why egos are cool. You can see we keep our egos going because eventually they become sensitive to each other. And when they do, it's because it's best for each other. There is a divine ego. Da-da-da, high five. I'm going to log off because I want to go, but you guys are so awesome. I'm addicted. Ain't no way. Fly high. Couldn't find the emoji. Wait, Toxic Harmony didn't? No, he ain't. Did you go to college? Did you go to college? No. I did the de-indoctrination thing when I got out of school. I assimilated I assimilated the nature of reality for myself after getting away with doing as little homework as possible. Because that was indoctrination. 12 years! Where you sit in a room with other minds. Those minds it's a quantum computer. Your classroom is a quantum computer. The fuckers are stealing free technology from us while they raise us. Say that again? I'm saying that in school you're sitting with a bunch of minds next to each other learning abstract bullshit that's actually causing your mind to compartmentalize itself. And you hope that you can get approval and not disapproval from the fucking other classmates. It's indoctrination. 12 years of that. Give me reading and writing and then fuck off. Put me in a library and leave me alone. I can do that in 3 years. And then sports, extramural activities. 12 years. It's a concentration camp. School is a concentration camp. Fuck school. Not education. School. That pressure cooker shit they do in schools. Lots of schools. It's getting better. Yeah, we also broke it because we got the COVID thing happening and school systems broke and now people won't go back to school and it's all good. Everything's good. Everything's beautiful and getting better all the time. And at the right pace. If God rocked up right now, our faces would melt off. Okay? We're easing into the remembering of ourselves. And now I've got to go. And now I've got to get going because I've already got to go. Love you guys so much. Lulu, cheers. Yeah, Lulu, it was. You'll be, yeah. I don't want to feed into where we're from, where the conspiracies, where they had an effect. I want to rather feed into where we're headed and what it's all about. But it's nice to also just say that shit's real. Gang stalking's real. It's all real. Humans have, let's put it this way, You know the Scientologists? They believe that humans are infected with the ghosts of dead aliens. And then once you clear the aliens, you become clear, like Tom Cruise. Then you can levitate and move objects and create your reality. Now, if every thought every human had ever had polluted our world, those are the demons and the angels. Thought forms that are repeated. Hence the reptiles own us. Because the repeated tail has created a reptilian brain that has locked itself in all of its thoughts. So you have to balance all of your contradictory thoughts. Hence your karma. Balance it with itself, it with its world, and it with its... There's another core you. That's the space between the self and this world. And then you go fifth dimensional. The reptile mind is the 4D, time-space stories. Have a great one. Have great weather today. You too, Granny. I love you. And rip a bowl for me. Do all that while having Do all that while having ADHD. That's so funny. You call ADHD ADHD. Pretty much. It's little moments of recognizing the self is what ADHD person. That's why they struggle to. That's why the thoughts. So that's why ADHD. So ADHD and autism and being off on the spectrum is a defense against indoctrination camps. Earth, school, everything's an indoctrination camp until we hijack the place. When I say we, I really mean me, and I already have. Rory Maxwell, come back for the rest later. Of course, when I say we, I really mean me. I really mean you. One man's potpourri. I'm getting all backwards now because I'm thinking in backwards terms. One man's garbage is another man's potpourri. Have you had too many bowls? I haven't had any. I gotta go. It's 4:27. 7 minutes. I gotta go, guys. I'm late for a date. And when I was a kid, now it's called ADHD. I think we should call it ADHA. You know what you need in your life? What? ADHA. Yeah, we all are, Aaron. We all are. And then it's the degree to which we can mask. Do you think that entire planet isn't special needs? Once we can all agree we're all special needs and stop fronting, you should be an actor. I am an actor. And this is a role of a lifetime. Playing it since I was a kid. Ever since the aliens let me be abducted by the humans. What if Garth grows up on the planet? Oh, don't, that's mean. No, let them take Garth. He'll grow up then. Probably think he loves them and wants to own the place. My home planet. Yeah. Let Garth grow up on Earth. Fucking humans. They're such a trick. I'm gonna go now. Now they left everything on a cliffhanger. Garth, why do you post unserious videos? You need to go inside your heart and ask God why anything's anything. I am a stand-up comedian. That's what I did. That was my cover story for 20 odd years, 30 years. It's always, I'm a comedian, I'm just joking. I'm not raiding Area 51, I'm not an alien, I'm not advanced consciousness, I'm not fusing all human belief simultaneously so that I can become the hero of the planet, which is really just my imagination dreaming about its idea of itself, its idea of its idea. Yeah, they're not jokes, they're serious. If all of humanity had an experience over the last 24 hours and it looked like this, the opposite of that would be this. In other words, humans take stuff seriously that's actually an illusion. And what I do is I reverse that illusion. So the faces are dumb, but they're not. It's my psychic energy attached to the planet's vibration, reversed. So those who enjoy me are benefiting, those who don't are benefiting from the faces. And then the information is just pure self-knowledge. May I love you too, and I'm going now. Tot ziens!